Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports, RSN YouTube, and regionsports.com, as well as IHSAATV.com. We come to you tonight from the Brickyard on the campus of Hobart High School as Von Tobel presents the Munster Mustangs taking on the Hobart Brickies. I'm Max Anderson. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's game, and joining me with the color analysis is Josh Huddleston. Good evening, Josh. In tonight's game, we have an absolutely beautiful evening here in the region for high school football, down into the mid-70s. Can't ask for better weather here the first day of September.
It is beautiful out. You got tailgates going on. Crowds are filling in. It's going to be a great and exciting night for football.
Getting started a little bit late, scheduled for 7 o'clock. It'll end up being about 7:15. Munster got stuck behind a freight train, apparently, stuck in a little bit of that Friday afternoon traffic. We understand that here on this Labor Day weekend. We thank you for joining us here for tonight's game. Zooming in on the matchup, Josh, both teams come into this one 1-1, looking to get above 500, really get their season started. Both teams approach the game in very different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. You got Hobart, who mixes it up a little bit, running pass, a little more pass of late than the run. And then you got Munster, who just turns around and runs a little bit of a veer option and is really strong on the ground. So we're going to see an exciting matchup where the Hobart defense, they're going to step up tonight and prove themselves that they can stop the run against this Munster juggernaut on offense with the running game.
You mentioned the dominant force in running. Just 5 passes so far on the season for Munster. They've got over 60 rush attempts. They will run the ball about 95% of the time, and they've got the backs and runners to do it here tonight.
Yeah, you start talking about high school football. When you can run the ball and control the clock, you really give yourself a shot in every game. And you keep the other team's defense on the field for longer than they would expect, and it's frustrating from an offensive standpoint because Hobart's offense is kind of streaky. They like to get the ball and get going, and when the other team's holding the ball, like Maryville did last week, I think Maryville had the ball for the first 13 minutes of the game, or of the first 14 minutes they had the ball for 13, so they had a lot of time of possession last week. So Munster's looking to do that exact same thing tonight.
And you talk about the controlling the ball for Munster. We talked about them wanting to keep it on the ground. Conversely, this Hobart side gave up almost 400 yards on the ground last week. It's going to be critical that they find a way to slow down this wing T attack of Munster.
Yeah, it's really difficult. When you start talking wing T, you start talking about reading keys and making sure guys are doing what they're supposed to do. And part of the option is sometimes neutralizing the other team's best athletes. So in this case, neutralizing Hobart's middle linebacker, Gibson, and when you run the option, he becomes a read key in a sense, and everybody has to do their job on defense, and it's extremely challenging because your T team cannot run it as good, as fast, or as well as a team that runs it as their offense. So it's going to take a while for Hobart to get used to that, so they have to be able to maintain the ball on offense and score.
You mentioned it exactly. It is hard to prepare for the wing T. A lot of coaches talk about the first drive or two defensively when you face a team like Munster are critical. Keep them out of the end zone, see what that live speed is like for a wing T offense. You can settle into the game. The key for Munster will be, can they jump up quickly as Hobart gets used to that wing T offense?
Yeah, usually when you start thinking about wing T, you usually think, hey, if we could get a half in where we're not giving up a lot of points, usually it favors the team that can stop them out, keep them out of the end zone. So we'll see what Hobart has dialed in and how they defend the veer.
That key piece offensively for Munster is we're going to actually step aside here for the Star Spangled Banner.
As we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
1172 Jackson, crossing the Greek.
Hobart marching band with the Star Spangled Banner here tonight. Right before we signed off for that, we're just getting in Daniel Esgadam, who has really led the pace for this Munster team on the ground. Over 600 yards of rushing through 2 games. Over 400 yards of rushing through 2 games. He's been a really important piece for this Mustangs offense.
Yeah, if you're Hobart, you got to try to find a way to stop him or slow him down and contain him. You know, when you talk about defending this type of option, it's kind of a bend but don't break defense. So if you're able to just keep them out of the end zone, you give yourself a chance.
Meanwhile, on the other side, offense starts for Hobart with Johnny Sorensen, the senior QB, who's having a nice start to his season. He's been very efficient, yet to turn the ball over. His 1 touchdown for 161 yards. He's leading the offense effectively for Hobart.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, one thing Johnny Sorensen's able to do is he's able to move around in the pocket when it breaks down, keep his eyes downfield, flip his hips, and make accurate throws. I've been able to watch him kind of through the first 2 games, and he gives himself a chance every time, gives his receivers a chance. His accuracy in the pocket and on the move is pretty impressive for a high school kid.
The counterpart offensively on the halfback side of things for Hobart is Willie Shearer. Through 2 games, he's got over 100 yards, 115 yards, and a touchdown. He is that important piece on the ground to really pace the ground game for Hobart.
Yeah, you know what, Hobart, looking for them to establish identity on offense. And I think it's going to start tonight with letting Willie Shearer cook, if you will. Turn around and hand him the ball. He's a speedster. He's a track star. So I'm looking for Hobart to come out and establish a little identity on offense, because we haven't been able to, we haven't had the opportunity to see Willie really carry the load. He plays defense, so we'll see how that factors in tonight with this option and the amount of tackles he'll be in on, plus playing offense. So we'll see what Hobart does on offense.
We're about 4 minutes from kickoff here at Don Howell Field at the Brickyard. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will preview the last couple of pieces of this game. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee-owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting, but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Welcome back as Von Tobel presents Game Night in the Region right here on the Region Sports Network. Time to get to the game day weather. The Friday night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, a perfect 75 degrees. Sun is setting, a beautiful vista here from Don Howell Field. A light breeze coming out of the southeast, not too much of a factor here throughout the game. It is an absolutely picture-perfect night for football. That's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. Just a minute up on the clock till we get to kickoff here. A really nice turnout from the Hobart side. The Munster Mustangs still filling in on their afternoon drive over here to Hobart.
Yeah, I tell you what, this community comes together for their football program. The rich tradition here in Hobart, really, they come out, they support their Brickies in pretty dramatic fashion by filling the crowd. Student sections going bonkers. You got the tailgates out there in the parking lots, and what a great night for football.
Now it's time for today's starting lineup, sponsored by Gladys Law Group. Gladys Law Group, they're here to help. Action, not words. Starting with the Hobart offense, we mentioned Johnny Sorensen and Willie Shearer, that quarterback running back combination getting things started for the Brickies. Zach Bloom, Mason Jackson, TJ Caldwell, and Aiden Leonard round out the skill positions for Hobart. Across the offensive line, right tackle is going to be Jackson Ray, the senior. Luke Duras, a 5'11 junior. Aiden Olage, the center. Josh Diaz, left guard. And Patrick O'Connor, the left tackle. Munster Mustangs on defense are going to counter with Frederick Johnson, Sam Morgan, Nick Rasinski, and Daniel Elias across the front in that 4-3 front. Malachi Neal, Christian Silva, and Beckett Gideon, the linebackers. Kyle Carter and Jake Forster, the cornerbacks. And finally the back end, Noah Goding at strong safety, and Henry Adams at free safety. We'll get to the other starters in just a minute. The Munster Mustangs taking the field, as are the Hobart Brickies.
It's one of the coolest entrances in all of high school football. Coming over the hill, fans going nuts. It's going to be a rock'em sock'em football game tonight here at the Brickyard.
So the teams getting their final instructions. Josh, it's been a couple of years since you and I were playing high school football, but I don't know about you, starting at about 3 o'clock today, even think about broadcasting it, being in this environment on a Friday night, you get those butterflies starting about 2, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I tell you what, sometimes the night before it's hard to sleep. You start thinking about the game ahead, and is there really anything better than Friday Night Lights? I mean, you start talking about a lot of things, and Friday Night Lights is really second to none. Playing for your community, having your community's name on the front of your jersey. It's a pretty exciting time for these kids, and it's just one of those moments that you experience as a kid that you don't ever get again when you get out of high school. So it's a pretty exciting moment for these kids.
For Munster specifically, it's been a minute here since they've beaten this Hobart side. Since 2017, since Munster's gotten a win over this Hobart side, they've really dominated the rivalry here over the last 7 or 8 years, including a couple of huge blowout wins in 2019 and 2020, the tune of 53 and 65-0 respectively. It's been all Hobart the last couple of years. Munster's looking to turn that tide. They've played Maryville. They had a tough loss week 1, came back and won against Griffith week 2. They're going to win here on the road for the first time in a few years. They're going to have to play really solid football, and like you talked about just a couple minutes ago, control the football.
Yeah, don't let the atmosphere get too big. We always hear coaches tell you, hey, just go out there and play your game. If they're able to come out, run that veer offense, run that option, and control the clock and not turn the ball over, they'll give themselves a chance tonight.
Talked about Bradley Gibson when we were previewing the Hobart defense, leading tackler for this defense for Hobart. He's got 21 tackles through 2 games. He's been cleaning things up from that linebacker core. Maurice MacArthur Jr., the 6'2", 250-pound junior, he's got 2 sacks at the nose tackle position. He's been a wrecking force, and we talked about the importance of slowing the offensive power on the ground for Munster. MacArthur's going to be a huge part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to have to clog the middle up and allow other guys to scrape and make plays. When you start talking about the option, they want to have read keys. If you're able to get your hands on guys from a defensive standpoint and not allow them to get up to the second level, you'll be able to slow the option down. So the defensive line for Hobart tonight is really going to have to come hard, play hard, and do their job, and they should be okay tonight.
Yeah, this is the type of game as a defensive lineman, you know going into the week, this isn't going to be a fun one. You're going to get beat up, you're going to get beat up, you're going to get beat up. But the glory is in setting up your linebackers, your secondary players to come downhill, make plays. Guys like MacArthur, Andres Castillo, and Andrew Martinez across the defensive front for the Brickies. It's going to be a tough night, but it's going to be up to them whether they win this game or not.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's one of the things the coaches tell you, hey, look, your name might not get called a lot, and if your name doesn't get called a lot, that's a good thing. That means that we're doing our job. So if you're able to make sure that you get your hands on guys and play physical, you'll let the linebacker scrape over, make tackles, the Brickies should be all right tonight.
Well, we're just about to have kickoff here, and this is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. Quintel Incorporated specializing in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. And all night long, the Track and Van Til scoreboard will be running on the Region Sports Network Facebook page, so make sure you check that out. It will be Hobart getting the ball first. Owen Burns gets set to kick the ball off for Munster. Back deep for the Brickies is Willie Shearer.
Hobart's got some speedsters back there with Willie Shearer and TJ Caldwell, both track stars, both super fast. We'll see how Munster approaches this.
12 minutes up on the clock. Ball is away. They kick away from the speedsters back deep. We'll just chip it up to the 30-yard line, fielded by Bradley Gibson. He's able to take it across the 35 to the 37, and that is where the Brickies and Johnny Sorensen will get started offensively.
I look for Hobart to come out, establish an identity on offense. They've had some situations where they've been in behind the sticks. I look for them to come out, establish a running game with Willie Shearer, which will set up the pass game to their speedster, TJ Caldwell. So if I'm Hobart, I'm going to come out and I'm going to run right at the teeth of this Munster defense and challenge them early and challenge them often.
7 seniors, 3 juniors, and a sophomore make up the mix for this Munster defense. It'll be interesting to see Jake Forster, the sophomore cornerback. He's on the far side from where we are now. It'll be interesting to see how this Hobart team attacks him to start the game. It's Aiden Leonard, the big 6'4", across from him. In the pistol is Sorensen, takes a snap, immediately goes over to Leonard, but pass is deflected by Daniel Elias, gets his hands up in the passing lane, incomplete.
Started out with the pass. The DBs on Munster are giving him some cushion, 7 to 10 yards. He ran a stop. The defensive end on the far side of Munster did a great job getting his hands up, recognizing that Sorensen was flipping his hips and throwing, got his hands up like he's taught. Picture perfect play by Munster.
Once again in the pistol, 3 receivers in the formation. An offset tight end here to the right. Sorensen claps, takes the ball, turns, hands to Shearer. Shearer lowers his shoulder and pushes the ball across the 40. Taken down at the 41. That'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you throw the ball on first down and it's unsuccessful, you have a short run on second. Now you're 3rd and long, and you got to open up the playbook a little bit. You got to expand it, and we'll see what they have drawn up here.
So Hobart staying in no huddle, keeps the Mustangs defense in place, not able to make any subs here early. Starting to cool down, so the heat not as much of a factor. Mustangs coming on a blitz. The Hobart beats them on a screen. That's going to be a 1st down and more across the 45. Now circling across the 40. Into open field is Shearer. He might hit pay dirt at the 15. 10-5 touchdown Brickies. And just like that, less than 2 minutes into the game, it's a 6-0 lead for the home side.
I'll tell you what, when you talk about a perfect play call against a perfect defense, the way you beat the blitz, screen pass, they let him get upfield, dumped it off to Willie Shearer, and we talked in the opening about how fast he is. They don't call him Willie the Jet Shearer for nothing. We saw the afterburners there. What a great play, great vision, great blocking. TJ Caldwell was working hard down here, so overall great play for the Brickies there.
He made one cut just about midfield to cut towards the middle of the field right by the big Hobart logo, and once he got free, there was no one catching him on that 59-yard touchdown. Extra point is up, and it is good off the foot of Xander Langford, the junior. So a 7-0 start here, and we're going to take a break here on the Region Sports Network. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee-owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
Back at Don Howell Field, where the Hobart Brickies take an early lead on the long touchdown screen pass to Willie Shearer. Talk about getting the home fans into it early, getting up quickly, and we'll see what Munster can do in response.
Yeah, if you're Munster, not what you wanted if you're an option football team.
It's always the case, right? You want to get ahead and stay ahead if you're running the option. This kick fielded at the 5. One cut left, able to break a tackle, get across the 25. Was Daniel Asgadam, and that's where Munster, with 77 yards to play with, will get their first offensive try. Mentioned the offensive starters for Hobart and defense for Munster. Now the opposite, Matt Opat, the senior quarterback, has thrown just 4 passes on the season, one of them for a touchdown last week. Daniel Asgadam really pacing them on the ground. Hunter Zager, Freddie Johnson, and Max Lisinski will also be important factors. Josh Robbins, Logan Afontes, Jackson Collard, Sam Morgan, and George Develos, the offensive linemen for you here in the wing T offense, where they're going to run the ball about 95% of the time here tonight. Man in motion, going to give the dive across the 30, gets up to about the 34-yard line, gain of 5 on first down.
Yeah, if you're Munster, I mean, Hobart was started in a 3-man front. They walked 2 linebackers up on the outside, and they just kind of hit that veer right off tackle for a nice 5-yard gain. If you're Munster, you're going to continue to challenge them on the defensive line. We talked in the opening. Can Hobart's front slow down this Munster rushing attack?
In that wing T formation, 2 wing backs, the fullback right behind. Again, the give to Asgadam, but this is going to be a procedure penalty against the Mustangs. Can back them up 5, back to 2nd and 10. We'll talk about it. 2nd and 5 is exactly where the Mustangs want to be. It is a tough position when you're running the wing T if you start to get behind the chains. And the procedure penalty does just that for the Mustangs.
Yeah, when you run an option, you're 3 yards in a cloud of dust and hope to hit a big play if someone misses an assignment. But you can't have penalties and you can't have loss of yardage plays. And the illegal procedure right there moves them back to 2nd and 10, which puts an option team in a tough situation.
2 receivers to the left. Wing back in motion. Again, the give to Asgadam. He gets 3 yards. Can bring up 3rd and long for head coach Jason Grunwald's first offensive possession.
Just right off the right side, and it was a great play by Zach Bloom to jump in there, because if he doesn't get that tackle, there was a lot of space.
That's part of the wing T too. They want to pound you, get you tired, get you sucked into the inside, right, and then start to work the edges. Seems to be the game plan here early. 3rd and long. Opat is going to hand again to Asgadam. He gets tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, gains about 1 yard. A host of tacklers in there. I believe MacArthur might have gotten a shoulder on him. That's going to bring out the punt team for the Mustangs.
Good first drive for Hobart. We talked in the opening about getting used to the speed of the option, and outside of that first play when they gave up 5 yards, they pretty much held them in check there. So Hobart's defense has to be feeling really good about themselves after that series.
Owen Burns back to punt for the Mustangs. Zach Bloom getting ready to field the punt. He does. He's going to take it back. He's got a lane up the left side. Makes one man miss. Stiff arms another. Finally corralled by a host of Mustangs right short of midfield at his own 49. And great field possession for the Hobart. Second possession coming up.
Yeah, if you're Hobart, you got to be happy with your start here. Score a touchdown, make Munster go 3 and out, and now you got the ball back at the 50-yard line in really good position to hopefully punch in another touchdown if you're Hobart. And you got to be feeling good after the week they had with Maryville last week. It was a little tough treading on offense for them. So if they're able to move the ball and get a score here, they're going to have to be feeling really, really good.
Not to mention, 14-0 against a team like Munster feels like more than that because of how it could be difficult at times to move the ball to the wing T offense. So big possession here for Munster's defense, keep them in the game. Sorensen is going to keep this one, go up the left side. He's got space, makes a cut back across the 40. He's got a first down well into Mustangs territory. He's finally taken down at the 33, lowers his shoulder and finishes that run.
That was a great read option. He saw the defensive end crash down hard. They had the pulling guard. They showed motion this way, which forced the linebackers of Munster's to flow, and then Johnny Sorensen pulls it and goes out the backside.
1st and 10. For Sorensen, empty backfield. He's going to throw a tunnel screen here. Caught, taking up the field, making one man miss. And another is called well. He's across the 20 into the red zone. Finally tackled by Christian Silva. And already into the red zone are the Brickies.
Hobart's about 50-50 right now, run pass. They started the game with the pass, went to a run, scored on the screen. Started with the run, went to a pass, so they're mixing it up quite a bit on from the offensive standpoint.
Got big Aiden Leonard one-on-one at the top there with the 5'8" defensive back for the Mustangs. Now run off the right side, not much happening there. Gain of 2, bring up 2nd and 8, but mention the defensive back, specifically the cornerbacks. Kyle Carter at corner. We've seen Aiden Leonard's all 6'4" of them lined up one-on-one. That's going to be a matchup to watch.
Daniel Elias from Munster did a nice job knifing through there and making a tackle in the backfield. So kudos to him for having that vision to get in the backfield. Empty backfield for Sorensen. Takes a snap. He pumps the screen instead. He'll throw into the flat. Almost a one-handed catch. Bloom can't bring it in. That's going to bring up 3rd and 8 at their own 17-yard line for Hobart. Well defended by Munster. They didn't bite on the screen on the swing pass. Everyone stayed home, played good defense there, and Johnny had to get out of the pocket and make a throw on the run. So that was a great defensive stand by Munster. Sorensen back in the pistol. He's got 2 backs with him in the backfield. 3 receivers out wide. Takes the snap. He's going to hand to Shearer. Shearer, a wide open hole up the middle. He'll gallop into the end zone. Touchdown, Hobart. A huge hole right up the middle. Gives Hobart a 13-0 lead just 5 minutes into this game. I tell you what, give a lot of credit to the offensive line there for the Brickies. I think they knocked down 2 Munster defenders. Willie Shear made one cut right up the middle, untouched into the end zone. What a great design. What a great job by Hobart up front. So the Mustangs getting punched in the mouth here on the road, already down 13-0, pending this extra point. Good snap, good hold. That's a good kick. Right through the center of the uprights. It's 14-0 here. And at Don Howell Field. We'll take a break and come back in just a moment. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Welcome back as Von Tobel presents Game Night in the Region right here on the Region Sports Network, building better together. And that's certainly what Hobart's done through the first 4.5 minutes of this game is build better together. They've got 14 quick points and put this Mustangs wing T offense really behind the ball here to start.
Yeah, it's tough when you give up points from a wing T offensive standpoint, but when you run the option, you have the ability to make some big plays and hit some gashes. So we'll see how this the rest of this quarter plays out.
Deep kick from Hobart as that ball's almost fielded. Heads up play by Anthony Nilo, who almost got it off the deflection, wasn't able to drag a foot to get the turnover, but nothing going right for Munster. They've got to get refocused as they'll take over right at the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you what, their bus, they got caught by a train. Their bus was about 15 minutes late. Maybe that's playing a little factor into this kind of rough start here at the beginning of the game.
Matt Opet comes out for his second possession. Once again along this left hash, he's got a tight end and a wing back to his left. Wing goes in motion. He's going to give to Asgadam. Not much happening there. He's roped down by two defenders. Andrew Martinez gets the tackle for Hobart.
If you're Munster, you just got to trust the process. This is what you run. This is who you are. This is your identity. You got to continue to do what you do, and not try to get away from it, because that's when things when disasters happen.
Two receivers split out wide, trying to loosen up the box a little bit. As you see, Hobart's got 9 guys in the box. They're going to force this Mustangs team to beat him through the air. Another give to Asgadam, but stood up by Bradley Gibson. Driven back after a gain of just about 2 or 3 yards. Can bring up 3rd and short.
Hobart's committing to stop that veer up the middle. I'm waiting for the quarterback to make that pull and look to pitch. This 3rd and short, if you're Munster, this might be a 4-down territory play.
Halfway through the first quarter, it's hard to say a huge play, but this does feel like a huge play for the Munster offense. Their defense has been getting gashed. Man in motion. He's going to keep it this time, pitch it out wide, and they're going to get a 1st down as Max Lisinski gets the pitch across the 30, taken down at the 35-yard line. A big 1st down for the Mustangs.
Right on cue. We just talked about the quarterback pulling it, and that's exactly what he did there. When you run the veer, when you're giving it to the fullback, and then the defense starts to you lull them to sleep a little bit, and then you can pull it out with the quarterback and go around the end, and that's exactly what happened.
Eye discipline just becomes so important for defenders when you're playing this wing T. You have keys to read. If you stray from them, that's where gashes happen. Hobart's going to have to stay disciplined. Now dropping back is Opat. He's looking for the wheel route. Not open. Now he'll fire. Well defended and incomplete. Jacob Ramirez was all over the wheel route there. So Mustangs trying to take a shot, but it'll be 2nd and 10.
I'll tell you what, good coverage by Hobart, because typically when you run an option team and you're so used to stopping the run and then they run a pass, sometimes you get caught sleeping, and Hobart was there. They were great coverage on that pass play.
Opat gets under center. Man comes in motion. He's going to give it to Asgadam. He's got a big hole. He cuts left. He lowers his shoulder, gets across the 40, and tackled there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Gibson with his 3rd tackle here already. He's active, and you mentioned it in pregame, Josh. These linebackers are going to have a huge game defensively when you face an offense like the wing T.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, you want your linemen to get their hands on the offensive line and let the linebackers scrape and fill.
Feels like another big 3rd down for the Mustangs offense. Tough sledding thus far, trying to get Hobart to jump. Now a flag's thrown. Did Hobart come across? They did. So I believe that's going to be a 1st down, as it looks just inside of 3rd and 5. That's a big break here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, I mean, that's a design play right there, sending the guy in motion, hard count, trying to get Hobart to jump. And if you're Hobart, you got to kind of know that's coming on third and 5, third and short. But you get a little excited from a defensive standpoint, and you want to make that play, and their defensive line just got a little excited there.
Fresh set of downs, but if you're Hobart, this is how you have to do it. They're making them get 10 yards, 12 yards, no big plays thus far for the Brickies. Ozgadam takes the give, gets into Hobart territory, stumbles forward to the 49. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
That's just a straight give there to the fullback. Get right behind the big offensive lineman and just move. And Munster's having success right now. They found a little weakness right off of the guard tackle, and for the Hobart, and they're just going to continue to run that fullback dive.
One receiver split out wide. Again, Ozgadam takes the dive, and he's going to get another first down across the 45-yard line, dragged down by Jared Hansen. And another fresh set of downs. MacArthur jogs off. He gets a break as this Mustangs drive starting to sustain.
Yeah, they're having a lot of success right there between the guard and the center. Just a straight dive play, and we see why Munster has such success running the football.
Wing back in motion again. The give to Ozgadam, but immediately brought down. That time by Jacob Ramirez. A short gain, just 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Once again, straight dive to the fullback there, and this guy's their workhorse. I mean, he's got 60 carries on the season. That's 30 a game, so I mean, I can't imagine him getting anything less than 30 this game.
Marcus Fernandez in on the rotation here for the Hobart D-line. They're trying to keep some fresh bodies. Now turning again, giving to Ozgadam. Big hole this time. He breaks through across the 30. Eventually the shoulder of Cale Schlosser, able to bring him down, but not till another fresh set of downs for the Mustangs, brought down to 28.
In basketball, if you're a coach, you'd call a timeout here. It wouldn't be a bad idea for Hobart to call a timeout and kind of try to get their defense regrouped. You come out, you score 2 quick scores, you start to lose your sense of focus, and now Munster, talked about not getting away from who they are, is having a nice drive right here.
Yeah, now some extra movement. Looks like a flag comes out. That's going to be a procedure penalty. So a couple of the wing backs stutter stepping a little bit. So that's going to set the Mustangs behind the chains here, 1st and 15. Fast-moving first quarter here, just 3 minutes to go. On an absolutely picture-perfect night here in the region. It's cooled down. It was pretty hot here as we got set up, but it is cooled down now, probably the low 70s, maybe 71, 72 at this point. If you thought about coming out, not too late. If you're staying at home and watching us, we appreciate you tuning into the Region Sports Network. 1st and 15 for Opat. Wing back in motion again, going to give to Ozgadam. He breaks 1 tackle, eventually dragged down by Jared Hansen. And they get the penalty yardage back and a couple extra, bring up 2nd and 7.
That was a huge first down play there with the penalty, the illegal procedure. They were able to get the 5+2, which puts them in 2nd and manageable. So that's a heck of a kind of a inside trap that they ran there to pick up 7 yards.
So 2nd and 8 from the 26-yard line. The Mustangs trying to find their first score of the game. They're going to run another trap. Ozgadam off tackle. He's got space, breaks across the 20, into the red zone, dragged down at the 15 by Connor Stafford. And so you saw pound on the dive. Now they're starting to work off tackle and starting to work the edges a little bit. That's the wing T at its finest.
Yeah, you start to let, when you're in high school, it's hard to be that guy that just is a role player on defense because you want to make tackles. And that's exactly what the option is designed to take advantage of, the over-aggressive players. They were running between the guard and the center, pounding it. Hobart starts to pinch in a little bit, and then they start going off tackle, and they're having a lot of success doing so.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 15. Obviously the Mustangs' first chance here in the red zone. Again, give to Ozgadam, not as clear trucking as Ozgadam reaches the ball up and over. That's a dangerous play. He's nowhere near the goal line. That's just asking to have a defender come in and punch it away. Fortunate to hold on to it there was Ozgadam.
Yeah, it's exact same play. I mean, I think they've ran the same play 3 times in a row. They're just going to say, hey, Hobart, if you can, stop us.
Just a gain of 2 to bring up 2nd and 8. Again, that wing T formation. Again, the give to Osganam, but stood up that time. A couple of Hobart defenders in the backfield. It looked like Bloom got there.
It was number 58, Patrick O'Connor, on the tackle.
So bring up 3rd and 7, and if you're the Mustangs, you're probably thinking you got 2 downs to figure this out. Unless they were to maybe lose yards here in some capacity, maybe they'd think about a field goal, but you can really approach this as a 2-down situation.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're looking at 2 downs here for Munster.
Now a give. No, he's going to pull it as Opat. He's got room up the left side. Breaks 1 tackle, and I think he stumbled forward for the first down. Tripped up right at the 5, and inside the 5 it will be a first down. So Opat had been give. He pulls, goes off tackle, able to get the first down inside the 5.
He's not fast by any stretch of the imagination, but he's effective. We talk about that dive pull, and he just pulled it. It was an option play to the near side, and he was able to put his foot in the ground and get a big first down.
Came into the game tonight, just 5 carries for 34 yards and 1 touchdown. See what he does here. It's going to be a legal shift, and that's a killer for the Mustangs. They're inside the 5, and Osgadam looked like he was going to get down towards the 1, if not score, but it's a procedure penalty. It's going to back him up 5. Waning seconds here of the first quarter.
Against the Mustangs.
So we'll bring up 1st and 9.
That'll be a 5-yard penalty, remains 1st and goal.
And the clock's going to run. I don't think the Mustangs are going to get one off before the end of the first quarter. We'll see. They don't look to be in any hurry. Nope. Opat says, guys, come over. That's going to call it for the first quarter. A successful one for Hobart, but the Mustangs are threatening here as we end quarter number 1. We'll take a timeout. Come back in just a minute right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals, and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Welcome back as Von Tobel presents Game Night in the Region right here on the Region Sports Network. Von Tobel, your local building material supplier and design center. Visit vontobel.com to find out more. Josh Huddleston, Max Anderson with you here on the call. 1st and 9 for the Mustangs as they're looking to get their first score of the game. Give to Osgadam. He crosses the 5. Brought down by a couple of tacklers at the 4. 2nd and goal.
Tell you what, they're just going to keep going right off guard there, and they're going to challenge the Brickies, and they're just going to say, hey, you're going to have to prove you can stop this play.
Second and 4 now. Just one receiver split out wide. Rest of the 10 bodies for the Mustangs from wing to tight end. Opat comes under center. Takes the snap, again gives to Osgadam like a rugby scrum, trying to force forward. Looks like he was brought down about the half-yard line through a swarm of bodies. It'll bring up 3rd and inches.
I can't imagine they do anything else, Max. You think same play?
Yeah, I would imagine so. I cannot imagine them trying to do anything fancy here on 3rd. Maybe if you get to 4th, if for any reason they get stopped here, you'd think about maybe Opat pulling it, right? But on 3rd and goal, I'd be shocked if they did anything but a dive here. Brickies faithful starts to come alive, trying to will on their defense. Here's Opat. They give to Ozganam. He falls forward. Touchdown, Mustangs! And a huge response from Munster after Hobart went up quick, 14-0. They get 6 back, penning an extra point. And the response we were looking for, wondering if we'd see, we got from Munster. And if you had visions this might be a blowout tonight, Munster says not for now. And a huge response.
The exact same play, right off between the guard and the tackle, got behind the big lineman and just pushed his way in. And that's what's challenging about the option, because you can't commit more people because that's right when they pull it.
Extra point. A little bit of a low snap, but a good hold and a good kick, and it's 14-7. With 10:41 left in the second quarter, we'll take a break, come back. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I am proud that my family's been doing business here for nearly 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families being torn apart by the negligence of others, and everything from unguarded openings at construction sites to reckless driving on our roads. Our experienced attorneys, paralegals, and staff know that insurance companies and their lawyers will go to great lengths to avoid paying compensation. Do not waste your one and only opportunity to seek fair compensation for your loss. Give the Gladish Law Group a call and put our team to work for you.
Johnny Sorensen and the Hobart offense came off the field with 7:25 left in that first quarter. They're going to get back on the field here with 10:40 left in the second. Almost 9-minute drive from Munster in response. Here's a kick from Burns. Again, just a pooch kick. Does not want to kick it deep. Bouncing around and just falling on it alertly is Bloom. He isn't like a little bit of a late attempt trying to come and get the ball by Frederick Johnson. He has a couple of words for him, but it'll bring out the Hobart offense starting at the 30-yard line. We'll see how their response comes.
Tell you what, if you're Munster, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. A long drive, meticulous. They overcame some obstacles with some penalties, punched it in, and now if you're Hobart, you got to answer back.
Yeah, your defense was just out there for 9 minutes. It's cooling down, but it's still a warm night. You need at least a couple of first downs here at worst to give that defense just a bit of a breather. Sorensen comes out with 3 receivers, tight end, and a back in the pistol formation. Sends the man in motion. That's Caldwell. Gives him a signal. He takes the snap, drops back to pass, rolls left, still looking for something. He finally finds Leonard, catches it just shy of the 40, makes one man miss, up the sideline, finishes the play, knocked out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Big first down play for Hobart.
Kudos to that Hobart offensive line. They gave Johnny Sorensen a lot of time. Johnny Sorensen was able to patter, went through about 4 or 5 progressions before Leonard was able to sneak in behind the linebacker, kind of ad-libbed it there, and Sorensen was able to connect. So that was a great kind of backyard football play there, if you will.
So 3 receivers again. This time to the short side will bring Leonard in motion across the formation. Now 2 by 2. In the pistol, Sorensen takes the snap. He's going to hand. No, he's going to keep. As he pulls it out of the belly, makes one man miss. Can't make a second miss as Silva and company are there. Just a 2-yard gain.
Hobart running a little option themselves there, and they pull the guard. It shows flow one way, and Johnny pulls it the opposite way. But kudos to the Munster defense. They read that the entire way and were able to get a lot of pressure on Johnny and keep Hobart for a short game there.
You would hope this Munster defense is used to that kind of misdirection. They face it every day in practice. So there's one team that should have pretty disciplined eyes. I would imagine it's these Munster Mustangs. And now a timeout taken as Hobart all out of sorts. So we'll take a timeout with them here on the Region Sports Network. We'll come back with 9:47 left in the second quarter. You're watching Region Sports Network. It's game night.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
2nd and 9 coming up for Johnny Sorensen in the Hobart offense here from Don Howell Field at the Brickyard. Stacked receivers here to the bottom of the formation. And Caldwell all the way up at the top. Once again in the pistol is Sorensen as we get the restart for play. Leonard comes in motion. Sorensen takes a snap, turns around, hands to Shear. Shear with some space off the right side, makes one man miss, makes another man miss, forced out of bounds, but not after gaining a first down. Just shy of the 35-yard line. Fresh set of downs coming for Hobart.
I tell you what, Willie can move. He's a fast guy. But a lot of credit to TJ Caldwell over there. He can run and he can catch. But I'll tell you what, he's not scared to block either. He had his defenders sealed off, which allowed Shear to get the first down.
Sorensen moving quickly. He's going to drop back looking for Shear in the flat. It's behind him. He catches it, and he's going to lose a couple of yards. Would have been better served just letting that hit the ground, but you know how that instinct can take over. Shear gets the catch, but loses 3 yards.
Counts as the reception in the book, but negative yard one, if you will.
Are you playing high school fantasy football? Is that a half PPR or a full?
It's just in the moment, you can't really.
Oh, of course.
You have no idea where you're at.
It's like when you see infielders and people say you should let it drop and then throw them out second, get it first. Just not how it works, folks. 2 receivers high to the right. Sorensen takes the snap. He looks right all the way out to Caldwell across the numbers. Caught, but a short gain is coming up and laying the hit was Kyle Carter. 5'8", 135 pounds, but a really nice form tackle there from the senior.
That's a lot of people don't realize. They see it on, when you watch football on TV, you see that hash to sideline throw, and you watch NFL guys do it. That's about a 40-yard throw that you got to make on the line there. So that's a really challenging throw that Hobart was able to.
Not to mention every level of football, those hashes get narrower. So right, so at high school, as Sorensen takes a snap, his throw a little low as Shear tried to dig it out from the dirt. He's gonna hit the ground incomplete. Gonna bring up 4th down at the 36, and an interesting decision here for Hobart. But you talk about high school football, you've got really wide hashes. You go to college, they're a little bit narrower. You go to the NFL, they're even narrower. So when you're on the left hash and throwing to the right numbers, you're right. That is a good 35-yard throw. And they're going to keep the offense out there. 4th and 10. I don't know if Sorensen has a pooch kick in the playbook. He's about the normal depth for a pistol, so they're going to go for it at least. It appears as Sorensen takes the snap, drops back, looks right, finds Caldwell. Caldwell catches it and more. He's got a first down, makes another man miss inside the red zone. Finally tackled at the 16-yard line. Tracking back was Daniel Elias, or else Caldwell might have been off to the races.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect play design. Caldwell knew exactly where the sticks were at, put his foot in the ground, and Sorensen delivered an absolute rocket there. First down, Hobart.
So the response from Hobart, big opportunity there for the Mustangs to try to get the ball back and go and tie it, but now Hobart threatening to go up 2 scores once again. Sorensen takes the snap, hands to Shear. No, he's going to pull it again. He's running right, makes 2 men miss. He turns the corner, tackled just shy of the goal line. At the 1-yard line, it'll be a 1st and goal inside the 1.
Once again, another zone read where the defensive end crashed hard down on the running back. And by design, that play, when you run with the quarterback, you make the defense play 11 on 11, and you got to get a hat on a hat. And he was able to pull and outrun the defensive end for a pretty big gain.
Now 1st and goal. It's going to be a jet sweep. Caldwell, he's got 1 man to beat. Stutter step. Can he reach the corner? He does! Touchdown, Hobart! Kyle Carter, for a moment, had the angle, but Caldwell just that little stutter step created an angle for himself. And back up 2 scores are the Hobart Brickies.
Now, if you're playing fantasy football there, that is a pass play. Even though it looked like a jet sweep, the flip forward pass to Caldwell is the equivalent of a 2-yard touchdown pass. Sorensen to Caldwell for a touchdown. I'll tell you what, Willie Shear, the fullback or the running back there, had to break off his kind of block that he was supposed to do to pick up the defensive end, and then it just left Caldwell one-on-one with the corner, and it just purely showed his athleticism there by bobbing in and diving out, and was able to pick up the touchdown. So that's a great offensive play by Caldwell.
You get a dynamic playmaker like that one-on-one in space with cornerback, and you like your chances. Here's the extra point. The kick is up. The kick is good. The reliable leg of Xander Langford makes it 21-7. We'll take a timeout. Come back with more second quarter action right here on the Region Sports Network. You're watching Game Night, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting, but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Have you checked out Send to Your Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Send to Your Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit sendtoyour.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Send to Your student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Send to Your checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Follow all of tonight's Region football scores live on the Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard. Streaming on Facebook.com/RegionSports and RegionSports.com. Strack and Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Max Anderson, Josh Huddleston live from Don Howell Field as the Brickies just took a 21-7 lead with 7:33 left here in the second quarter. For the wind up and the kick, it's going to be caught at the 5. Taken back by Daniel Osgadam. Osgadam breaks one tackle, can't break his second. He's tackled by Mason Jackson on the kick return. So the Mustangs, successful 9-minute drive. And you ask head coach Jason Grunwald, what would you dial up? I think he would want to dial up a 7-minute and 26-second touchdown drive here to finish this half.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about a great offensive drive last time from Munster. Can they reproduce that type of excitement that they had, just pounding the ball? And I can't imagine them doing anything else besides that.
Coming out in that familiar wing T format. Osgadam has a big hole off the right side, but a really strong play. That time by Jared Hansen. He was being blocked, but he kept that left arm free, Josh, and he was really just able to trip up Osgadam, and he hit a pretty big hole.
Yeah, that was a slow developing play there for Munster, and it wasn't a quick hitter like we've seen, so that was a little slower, and the defense for Hobart was able to keep his hands off keep his hands on the offensive lineman and make the tackle.
Now taking the snap. Oh, and a huge hit. Ball's loose and picked up by the Brickies. 5, touchdown, Hobart. Jacob Ramirez picks up the ball after a huge hit on the pitch. Now a flag comes out. I believe it's going to be for celebration. I think the touchdown's going to count. Oh, what a hit that was on the pitch by the Hobart defense. It was on the opposite side of where we are, so couldn't tell who had the hit.
Connor Stafford for Hobart, number 22, timed it perfect and made a hit, and Hobart was right there to pick it up.
Opat pulled it, went in the option, and runners will tell you, sometimes if you're Opat in that situation, you saw the defense collapsing on the pitch. Sometimes you just got to eat it, right? Take the 2-yard loss. He left his pitchman in an exposed position. He got absolutely cracked by, you say it was Stafford that had the hit there?
Yes, number 22, Connor Stafford.
And it was Jacob Ramirez that picked it up for the Hobart defense. Took it about 25 yards for the score. I believe the flag's going to be a celebration penalty. Can you blame him after that hit and that return? So a 27-7 lead now for the home side. Taunting is the penalty, goes against Hobart.
Yeah, just when if you're Hobart defensive coordinator, Coach Eric Schreiber, that's exactly what you draw it up. You want to come and attack that pitch man, and he did exactly that. When the guy, right as he pitched it, he came up and laid the hit, which caused the fumble, which allowed Jacob Ramirez to pick it up and run it in for a touchdown.
Hobart in prime position to continue the dominance in this rivalry. Looking to make it 6 straight since 2017. The last time Munster was victorious in this Northwest Crossroads matchup. Here's the extra point attempt. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good. 28-7 the score, 6:49 left here in the second quarter. Take time out, come back for more action here on the Region Sports Network. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region, presented to you by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network. Von Tobel with locations in Valparaiso, Schererville, and Michigan City. Check out vontobel.com to find out more. 28-7 lead now for Hobart. They'll kick it away, and they'll do it from the 25-yard line opposed to the 40-yard line as the taunting penalty backs them up. So the heels of the Mustangs returners, just about the 20 and 19-yard line respectively, but a huge hole. And if you're Munster now, we talked about it before, 6:49, got to find a touchdown here. They get the ball to start the second half, so not all is lost, but this becomes a critical possession for the Mustangs.
I think every possession here on out from an option team becomes critical. You're talking about 7-minute drives. There's only so many 7-minute drives left in the book.
Kick is away. Caught by Jake Forrester. Forrester breaks one tackle. He's loose across the 50. Has the kicker to beat. Gets dragged down from behind by Trent Brown, but into Hobart territory across the 45 to the 43. So great field possession to try to respond here for Munster.
Yeah, absolutely. Just some kind of score around the region, which everyone's probably interested in, is the Crown Point Bulldogs 12, the Maryville Pirates 0, and that's in the second quarter. So I know a lot of fans are, region football fans are interested in those big games.
That, of course, from the Strack and Van Til live scoreboard. You can head to facebook.com/Region Sports all night long to track those scores. We'll take a further look at those coming up at halftime. Here's Opat and the Mustangs offense. He's going to give to Osganam. As Josh has said a couple of times, 3 yards in a cloud of dust is what we get there, and it'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I mean that was how they moved the ball so effectively on their long touchdown drive, and then they've kind of got away from it. They got away from it on the pitch, which ended up in a fumble recovery for a touchdown. So I just look for them just to continue to do that off between the guard and the tackle. Just power play, just get right behind the lineman and just let them push. And it might be 2-3 yards in a cloud of dust, but it's been effective.
That type of exterior play really starts to work once you're dominating this dive game. That's what they've gone back to. Osgadam up the middle, and a great hit by Gibson. right in the thigh boards to upend Osgadam, but it'll gain another 3, so bring up about 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5.
We just force Hobart to be disciplined when you continue to run that play, because they have to respect the pool from the quarterback, and it starts to get those defensive tackles to creep in, and then that's when you have success pulling the ball. Likely another 4-down territory situation for the Mustangs. Looked like some early movement, no call, as Opat had some trouble with the snap. He's fortunate just to fall down on it. It's going to bring up 4th down, and you'd imagine here inside the 40 and 4th and about 6 that we'd see this Mustangs offense go for it. Yeah, you got nothing to lose here. I mean, you're in Hobart's territory because you had a nice long kickoff return. I don't see any harm, no foul, and Munster going for it.
Looks to be the case as Opat jogs over, comes back to the huddle, gets a play, breaks. Huge play in this game. If Munster wants to try to stay in it, they've got to find a 1st down. Wing back in motion. They're going to go pitch. It looked like a double pass coming, but a flag. A late flag into the play. It's going to be a procedure penalty, looks like, against Munster. And that is an absolute killer for the Mustangs, as they're going to have to bring out their punt team.
Yeah, especially on a play when you got a trick play drawn up. You don't want to have a penalty like that, but now we're going to see the punt team, and Hobart looks to get the ball back with about 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
Is that 9 minutes or 4? I can't tell. The scoreboard having some pixel. I think it's 4 minutes and 45. It does look like 9, though. Here's the punt. It's not a very good one. This one's going to bounce outside the 20. It's going to roll forward. I believe a Mustang. No, did the Mustang not touch it? No, it's going to roll all the way to the 15-yard line. Gets a fortunate bounce, as it'll be a long field here for Hobart, but they do the job defensively, get the ball back to their offense, already up 21. Yeah, 4:33 left here in third. It does say 9. I don't blame you there, Josh. Right now it does say 9:33, so.
Well, it keeps going back and forth. We're gonna.
But I can confirm, and our great technical engineer here, Justin Cole, confirms it is 4:33 left.
I'm just having so much fun up here. I want none.
Yeah, you want the game to stretch on, right? How can you blame it? Just a beautiful night here as a little darkness is taking over here on Friday Night Lights here from the region. Here in 2023. Hobart looking to put the dagger in the Mustangs here towards the end of the first half. Sorensen takes the snap, hands to Shearer. Good penetration, and that's going to be a tackle for loss for the Mustangs. Loss of about 3. Cleaned up that time by Malachi Neal.
Hobart subbed out Willie Shear there for Max Pickett in the backfield. Willie Shear's playing offense and defense, so giving him a little blow.
I'll bring up 2nd and 13 here for Hobart. Now a give off the right side. Pickett, he breaks a tackle. He gets across the 30 and gets a 1st down. Mustangs had a chance to force a 3rd down there right around the 25, but a broke tackle from Pickett and a 1st down.
Pickett's dad is a great running back in the region, and he always taught that club by, and that's exactly what Max Pickett did right there.
Like father, like son, getting it done here for the Brickies.
Like father, like son, getting it done. I like it. I like it.
Hang around me long enough, Josh, and you can get enough silly rhymes out of me. So 1st and 10 from the 32. A couple of backs in the backfield this time for Sorensen. Looks like Sheeran as well as Pickett. Sorensen's going to keep it, go off tackle, but he's forced out of bounds. It's going to be a loss of 1. As this time escorted out of bounds by Henry Adams. Bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, it looked like if that was a little read play again, it looked like maybe if he had handed it off, they had a wall of blockers to the near side there, but he didn't, and he lost a yard, and the clock's ticking.
They end up marking him down for 2, and if you're Munster, you're starting to think if you can keep him behind the chains here, maybe thinking about using your timeout, try to get the ball back here at the end of the 2nd quarter. Sorensen takes the snap. Again, he's going to keep it. This time he's got some space off the right side, gets a great block, gets a flag out of it. Looked like a good block that time by Jackson Ray, but he might have done a little bit too much holding on the play.
those slow developing plays are so hard for linemen because the defensive lineman is moving and you're trying to sustain your block, and the quarterback's going in and going out, going in and going out. And you see a little separation, and that's when you start seeing it.
So it's going to back up Hobart here. It's going to bring up, I believe, second and more than 20. With 3:12 left here in the second quarter. So Johnny Sorensen way behind the sticks. Can he continue to produce magic as he has all game long so far?
They haven't taken a shot to Caldwell yet. Maybe here's an opportunity for them just to let Caldwell use his speed.
So we'll bring up second and 22 here. Sorensen plants, fires, ball's dropped on the far side.
Now the problem with that is the clock stops. And you look at now your Munster, you're saying, hey, if we can get a stop here, an incomplete pass, a punt still gives us good field position. Maybe we can sneak in a score here and shorten this game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Hobart decides to do here on 3rd and 20 plus. Sorensen takes the snap. He's looking right, looking for a man up the seam instead of scramble. Elias giving chase. Sorensen heaves it up, looking for a man way downfield. Well defended by Henry Adams. Got his hand in there at the last second as Mason Jackson looked like he had a chance to catch it way downfield, but incomplete. It's going to bring out the punt unit for Hobart.
Now you're looking at punting the ball back with just under 3 minutes to Munster. This is where the cat and mouse game goes in high school football. The loss of yard, the penalty, put Hobart back inside their 20. Now, if you're Munster, you got to feel pretty good about yourself. Got to stop, and it appears you're going to get the ball back in pretty good field position.
Mustangs returner, he creeps back inside his 40. He's seen the boots all game long from Xander Langford. He's expecting a pretty good punt here. He's just about 50 yards back as a flag comes flying. That's going to be, I think, a delay of game. Yep, and the clock expired here in the end zone, so another 5 yards back. We'll kick this from the 15-yard line now. It'll be Langford with his heels on the goal line. And the punt returner for the Mustangs is way back there. I know we've seen some good kicks from Langford, but he's more than 50 yards downfield. Here's the punt from Langford. It's not a very good one, but it might roll forward. It does. Takes a good bounce. And letting it roll out was Jake Forster, and that ends up being...
Those low liners are like
50-yard punt after the roll, but only about 20 of it in the air.
I tell you, those on the golf course, you take those drives, the low ones that sting, and they just keep rolling, right? That's kind of exactly what that was. Low line drive kick, which they just kept rolling, and ended up being a great punt.
That might work for you, but what about when you're 40 yards right? How does that rollout work? Because that's usually where I am.
You got to hit a tree and hope it bounces back in, right?
Connecting the first half and second half of tonight's game, it's the Hose Connections halftime report presented by Hose Connections, proven under pressure. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Coming up here in just about 2 minutes, 47 seconds. Can Munster find something right before the half? Give the Ozganam off tackle. He gets a couple yards moving forward, just shy of the 40, brought down to the 39. Good stick that time. Bring up 2nd and 5.
I wonder if Munster's going to go a little more up-tempo, or they're going to be content with 28-7, and they're huddling up. They're slow playing it.
You got to find a way. You get the ball to start the second half. You've got to find a way to get something here. That's got to be your mindset if you're Munster. Wing in motion again, give to Ozganam, but he's hitting the backfield, able to fall forward for a gain of 2. And now Hobart wants to get the ball back, so they're going to take a timeout. It'll be their second timeout of the half as they had to burn one on offense earlier in the half. So Hobart, they're going to really push the pedal and see if they can put away the Mustangs here in the first half. They can get the ball back.
Yeah, it's an interesting timeout for Hobart. The 3rd and short isn't necessarily not obtainable for Munster. So surprised to see Hobart take a timeout there with just a little over 2 minutes to go in the half. But maybe Hobart's disappointed with the way they played on offense, so maybe they want to get the ball back and take a shot.
up 28-7. You can certainly dictate things. Josh, I'm with you. I think if it was 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 12, I don't mind the timeout, but I think it almost seemed like Munster has been content to kind of play out this first half, and now you give them a chance to kind of regroup here, draw something up on 3rd down. They've got all 3 of their timeouts. We'll see if Matt Opat, the senior signal caller for Munster, can pick up the first down. 3rd and 4, comes under center. He's going to bluff. He's going to drop back to pass. He's got a tight end coming across. He throws it right to a defender. That's Leonard, picks it off. Leonard still battling, trying to force his way forward, all the way inside the 20 to the 17. Opat had his tight end dragging across, but he threw it right to Leonard. And a huge moment in this game, and Hobart, with 2 minutes and 1 second to go in the half, has a chance to really put this game away.
I'll tell you what a tremendous play by Aiden Leonard. He's a forward on the basketball court, and he's a big body. He has long arms, able to stick his mitts out there and catch that ball. But I'll tell you what, Munster had a tight end dragging across the middle of the field, pretty much wide open. Luckily, Leonard has some length on him, was able to get his hands out there and pick it off. And what a return. He just kept stumbling and bumbling through Munster defenders.
When you can have one of your wide receivers with some open field and the ball in his hands, doesn't matter whether he's at receiver or cornerback, he's going to do something with it. Now Sorensen, 1 timeout to go, 2 minutes and 1 second on the clock. And now we've got movement up front. Do the Mustangs come across? No, it's going to be a false start against Hobart. They'll back them out of the red zone. They'll go back to the 22.
I say Leonard gets the interception there, and then they throw a fade route to him and let him go up and get it.
I think that seems like a fair plan. So 1st and 15 here. Sorensen takes the snap. He was looking left. Now he's going to run straight up the middle. A big hole opens up. Cuts to the outside. Breaks a tackle. Now moves forward inside the 10. Finally brought down by the shoestrings. Again, it's Henry Adams that makes the shoestring tackle. Inside the 10 will bring up 1st and goal.
Just a quarterback draw design all the way, and bumbling and stumbling himself there, right?
No doubt about it. They're running hard. Here's a handoff to Shearer. Shearer with a hole, breaks a tackle, stumbles forward. Finally brought down about the 4-yard line. Will bring up 2nd and goal. Clock is ticking. 1:25 left. A little bit surprised with 3 timeouts. You're not seeing the Mustangs try to take some timeouts and see if they can get the ball back. I think they're just trying to get themselves together on the sideline. Hobart more than content with taking the remaining 15 seconds of this play clock off. Sorensen takes the snap, turns around, heads to Shearer. Shearer, a huge hole, rumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, Hobart. With 1:04 left in the first half, a 34-7 Hobart lead pending the extra point.
Just got right behind his pulling guard and tackle. They opened a massive hole, and he was able to pretty much just punch it right into the end zone.
And an absolute gut punch for the Mustangs as they were trying to move at the end of the first half, see if they could steal a score before the break. Instead, a pick, a return by Leonard, and finished off by Shearer. Extra point pending for Langford. Good operation. Another strong kick from Langford. Straight through the uprights. 35-7 our score. We'll take a timeout and come back with the last minute of the first half here on the Region Sports Network. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate, to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
1:04 remains here in the first half as Langford gets set to kick it away. Asganam awaits back deep. Big playmaker for the Mustangs. He's not going to get a chance here, as this one instead goes to his mate. He bobbles and he's going to stumble around and get taken down at the 13-yard line, and if that's not a microcosm of the Mustangs' first half, I don't know what is. As they take over at their own 13, 3 timeouts and 56 seconds to go.
You know, you start looking at Munster. They've had some success running the football, but we talked about that in the early part of the broadcast, was that these option teams, it takes a minute for the defense to get acclimated, to get used to the speed at which the varsity of Munster runs this option. And it looks like Hobart's kind of settled in, and they're starting to play within themselves here in the second quarter.
So they give him the 15 on that return. Give to Asganam, not much there. He stumbles forward, maybe 2 yards, and there's going to be a flag after the play, and I think it's going to go against Hobart. I think it was big 55 Andrew Martinez that did a hip toss of the offensive lineman after the play. Looks like he might be a wrestler with that move.
Hey, he had the quarterback there, and I'll tell you, they tell you tackle everybody, and that's exactly what he did there. You know, maybe it was a little later than normal, but they say tackle everybody.
Especially with how much motion and misdirection, you've got a responsibility, but the referee said that was a little bit too late for his liking. They'll bring the ball out across the 30-yard line here with 50 seconds to go.
Because in the option, you don't know who has the ball, right? So they just tell you tackle everybody.
So we'll see if that changes the calculus at all here. 3 timeouts remaining for Munster, now across the 30. Not a lot of ability through the air so far shown in this game, or really throughout the season for the Mustangs. They really rely on the run game. Let's see what they queue up here. Now again, a give to Asganam, and not much happening. Quick tackle made, that time by Luke Juris. Gain of 2.
Number 6 on the carry. Tackle made by 78.
Just a simple dive play there off the edge, and Luke Juris, he moving fast for a big guy. He was able to knife in there and make the tackle.
So Munster content to let this first half waste away. 20 seconds to go now. They'll run one more play, and that should do it here for the first half. Again, they give to Asganam. He gains another 2 or 3 yards, but not much.
Number 6, Daniel Asganam on the carry. Tackle made by number 19, Jared Hansen.
That should do it for the first half. It will. Opat heads to the sideline, and the Hobart Brickies score 5 times, the last of which off an interception from Leonard. And the subsequent score, it is all Hobart Brickies here at Don Howell Field at halftime. 35-7 our score. We'll take a timeout. Come back with the halftime show here on the Region Sports Network. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Have you checked out Send to Your Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Send to Your Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit sendtoyour.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Send to Your student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Send to Your checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure.
Back live here for the halftime show on the Region Sports Network. We're live from the Brickyard here at Don Howell Field. You're watching the Hose Connections halftime report brought to you by Hose Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. Visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsinc.com. Hose Connections, proven under pressure. And boy, did the Hobart offense prove themselves under pressure there in the first half. Johnny Sorensen doing a great job leading the offense. It was a combination, of course, of all of his characters on offense. You saw TJ Caldwell, you saw Eden Leonard, you saw Willie Shearer. A complete performance in the first half from Hobart.
Absolutely. Hobart started out, they were pretty 50-50 run pass, mixing it up, going with Willie Shearer carrying the ball, and also on the receiving end, the big screen pass in their first drive where he cut back across the grain for a touchdown. So kudos to Hobart for keeping their offensive attack balanced with the run, with the pass, with all kinds of different runs. Johnny Sorensen running some option type plays, and also the passing. They hit some crossing routes, and not to mention a stellar defensive performance outside of one long drive for Munster. Hobart's created 2 turnovers. One resulted in a touchdown by the defense, and the other set up Hobart for a 1-yard touchdown score by Willie Shearer. So Hobart's kind of playing the perfect game right now, both offensively and defensively.
We wondered how the front of Hobart would hold up against this Munster defense, and hold up they have. Jackson Ray, Luke Juris, Aiden Olage, Josh Diaz, and Patrick O'Connor have done a phenomenal job up front, both on the run game and in pass pro. They've really been the catalyst to start things for this Hobart offense.
Yeah, when you start talking about the way Hobart's been able to move the ball, both on the ground and in the air, obviously it starts with the big guys up front, and some of the runs by Willie Shearer, he's almost on 2 of his touchdowns, he's almost gone in untouched, and that's a huge credit to the offensive line, the pulling guards, their athleticism, getting out in front of there and being able to create those blocks and create a powerful block at the point of impact, which opens the hole up and allows the running back to slip right through.
Catch you up on the scoring. It was a quick 2 touchdowns for Hobart in the first 4.5 minutes of the game. And then it was a response drive by Munster of almost 9 minutes. They just churned it on the ground like you see the wing tee often do. That's Munster's offense at their best. Held the ball for 9 minutes, more than 15 plays, got in the end zone touchdown, made it 14-7. You thought, okay, can Munster get a stop? They had a 3rd and 10 opportunity defensively to get off the field. They weren't able to. Punted the ball away. Hobart scored. They got another score off the fumble return recovery. Got another score 3 plays after the interception return. And at this point, the wing tee offense, they've got a huge mountain to climb after the performance in the first half.
Yeah, when you start talking wing tee, you start talking extremely heavy run teams. You ask the question is what kind of offensive output are they able to create from running the football? When you talk about 3 yards in a cloud of dust, they don't call it cloud of dust anymore because all these teams play on turf. But we're talking about what kind of offensive explosion can Munster create offensively that's going to allow them to get back in the game, because Hobart doesn't look like they're slowing down on offense, so Munster's going to have to create something, maybe a trick play, a turnover, onside kick, something. They're going to have to create a lot of turnovers if they want to get back in this game.
Anthony Collins has the lone receiving touchdown for Munster, and you'd have to imagine he's going to have to add to that total in the second half. We'll talk a little bit more about the second half here in just a minute. You talked defensively about Hobart. You know, they gave up almost 400 yards on the ground last year to Maryville. Meanwhile, Munster does everything on the ground. And we asked, what was that matchup going to be like? It felt like it was going to be the key to the game. In the first half, big advantage Hobart defensively. Other than the one drive where they just kind of pieced it together over and over, you've seen Gibson come downhill. You've seen a great job in the middle from Maurice MacArthur and Andrew Martinez having a big game. Mentioned the big hit by Connor Stafford. Defensively, Hobart's done what they had to do.
Yes, and when you run that veer offense, you have to have positive plays. And Munster's kind of shot themselves in the foot, if you will, on some penalties, some false starts, and so they got to clean that up as they move forward. But I'll tell you what, point well taken. The defensive front for Hobart has come to play. I'm sure their coaches they've been listening to, can Hobart stop the run? Can Hobart stop the run? You know, when you look at the first game against Chesterton. Chesterton was able to move the ball, especially late in the game, running the football. Then they go to Maryville. They're on the road, and Maryville runs right through the defense to some, almost 300 some yards. And so the question became going into tonight in conference play, can Hobart stop it? And it sounds like the defense line took the challenge and accepted it.
That's the first half. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at that scoreboard to take you around all the action here in the region. Just a moment. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee-owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Have you checked out Send Your Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Send Your Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit sentier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Sentier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Sentier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure.
Welcome back to the Hose Connections Halftime Report. Visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsinc.com. Hose Connections, proven under pressure. And speaking of pressure, how are other teams around the region handling that pressure? We're going to take you to the Strack and Van Til scoreboard update. This update brought to you by Strack and Van Til. Strack and Van Til, shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strackandvantil.com. I send it over to you, Mr. Josh.
For the Strack and Van Til's hometown scoreboard update, New Prairie all over Lowell, 40-6. The Crown Point Bulldogs 20, the Maryville Pirates 0. That's a big game down there at the county hub. Portage 13 over Lake Central 7. River Forest is up 9 28-7 against Wheeler. Valpo Vikings all over LaPorte, 35-0. Michigan City up 14-0 over the Chesterton Trojans. Calumet all over EC Central, 36-0. The Boone Grove Wolves, 12. That is not the accurate score. Boone Grove, I will circle back around on that score. Hammond Central, 27. Griffith, 0. And it looks like Elkhart Lions, 35. Hammond Morton, 32. That's in the fourth quarter. And that will complete the scoreboard update. I will circle back around on the Boone Grove West Side game. It came across. I want to make sure that was a correct score.
I know a couple of scores that really caught your eye there in the first half around the region. We talk about Crown Point. They're up 20-0 on Merrillville. Obviously, the game that kind of everybody's looking at here in the region. Anything surprising that you saw there tonight?
I'll tell you what, Crown Point's a really good team. They're really well coached. Good discipline. They play really good, fast defense. And but that's only, I think the game's at halftime, so we'll see how the rest of the game goes. I mean, 20-0 isn't necessarily out of reach for Maryville because they could score quick as we talked about earlier about the Brickies when Maryville played the Brickies.
Yeah, Maryville has played both these teams we talked about, won both of them against Munster and Hobart. One of the traditional powers in this area every single year, no question about it. You look ahead a little bit here at halftime. Both these teams will be back in action next Friday night as Hobart will travel away to Kankakee Valley. They'll travel over the timeline, play in the Eastern time zone. Meanwhile, Munster is going to host Andrean, who made it to all the way to the state championship last year. Obviously lost a lot of pieces. We were talking about that a little bit off air. A couple of really important pieces off that team. They're looking a little bit down, but should be an interesting challenge next week for Munster with Andrean.
Yeah, I tell you what, anytime you can run that veer option, you give yourself a chance. As long as you can play a little bit of defense, and you never know.
So with that, that's your scoreboard update for this evening. We'll take one more timeout. When we come back here in about 5 minutes, we'll have second half action for you live from Don Howell Field at the Brickyard on the Region Sports Network. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee-owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the halftime show here from Don Howell Field as the 1984 Hobart State Championship team being honored at halftime of tonight's game. The 1984 Brickies football team will be inducted into the Hobart Hall of Fame. Included will be two very good friends of the Region Sports Network, Mike Budzielak. Excuse me?
Budzielak. It's a tongue twister.
From Bud Insurance, and Tim O'Brien from Edward Jones Investments. Congratulations to both of these fine men. The 1984 squad finished the season 6-0 in the conference, 13-1 on the season. They were the 1984 Class 4A state runner-up. Their only loss coming in the state championship game to Warren Central, 28-8. Mike Budzielak was the place kicker. Tim O'Brien, the quarterback. See, this is why I need Josh for many reasons, but when you come up with a name like that, I need Josh's assistance. So we just were able to watch that the last couple of minutes during break, the honoring of that 1984 state runner-up team. A huge honor here in front of the home faithful at Don Howell Field. Starting to think about the second half here as Hobart's up 35-7. It was a dominant performance in the first half. We'll start on the Hobart side. I think probably the message in the locker room is more of the same. Keep the intensity up. If you're Hobart, you're thinking, hey, can we get some of our second and third line guys in the game, get them some live varsity reps, which you know, Josh, is a really important thing, especially here early in the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're still trying to figure things out yourself on offense and defense and putting guys in spots and moving guys around a little bit. So it's incumbent upon the varsity starters to go out there, reestablish the dominance early on in the game, prove that they can move the ball again, and maybe get a couple scores, and then let some of the younger guys get in and play. But on the flip side of that, if you're Munster, you got a different agenda. You're going to come out, try to punch Hobart in the mouth, you get the ball, and try to drive down and score and shorten this game, and maybe you get an onside kick or a turnover, and things could be different.
Yeah, if you're Munster, your entire focus, don't forget about what happened in that first half, has to be on this first possession coming out of the locker room for the rest of your season. You've got to reestablish yourself offensively, get that option, that veer option going, and get back at least a little bit of momentum. We'll take one more break. When we come back on the other side, we'll get started here with second half action here live from the Brickyard in Hobart. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Second half action coming up here in just about 2.5 minutes. Got Josh Huddleston on your color commentary duties. Max Anderson here with your play-by-play. live from Hobart in a game that the Hobart Brickies have well in hand. Action still to come here in the second half. You've been watching the Hose Connections Halftime Report, brought to you by the Hose Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. Visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsinc.com. Hose Connections, proven under pressure. And make sure after this second half we've got coming up, you stay tuned for the Centier Bank Studio show. Stay with the Region Sports after the game as we send it back to the Centier Bank Studio. RSN team will recap all of tonight's action from around the region, all from the Centier Bank Studio. We'll have several awards to give away in the second half as well, so stay tuned for those from our great sponsors here on the RSN. Without them folks, we don't bring you live high school football from all around the region all fall long. Josh, we look at this second half. Johnny Sorensen going to try to keep more of the same. You'd expect to see Willie Shearer get more action. You'd expect to see Max Pickett get some more action, the sophomore as well, as you would think Hobart really tries to chew clock off once they get the ball back.
Yeah, I think if you're Hobart, you want to come out, like we said, establish your dominance, and try to pound the football, and maybe get a long drive going, and see where that takes you in retrospect to the time on the clock, and then maybe get out of here. You want to get out of here injury free. You want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. But Munster on the other side, they're not thinking that. They're thinking they get the ball at half. At the end to start the second half, drive down, get a touchdown, and maybe the game changes for them.
So, Josh, we were just talking off here. I am not from Hobart, full admission. I did not realize I was sitting next to in color commentary with a running for mayor, Josh Huddleston. I didn't think that was a secret, but congratulations, and it sounds like coming up on November 7th, you may be a little bigger fixture around here.
Well, we're just here calling the game and having a good time up here in the booth, so it's always a great night for football.
Well, very good here. We got 25 seconds left here before we get started in the second half. Moon rising here beyond us here in this beautiful field. I found your comment funny, right? Three yards in a cloud of dust isn't really a thing anymore. It's more like 3 yards in a cloud of black rubber BBs that pop up at you, but that's what Munster's going to try to attack here in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're Munster, you're going to come out and try to run your offense and punch in a score. You've proven that you can move the ball on the Brickies. So you're going to run that veer option, drive the ball down the field, and hopefully punch one in.
So Munster at least will get the chance to start with the ball here in the second half. A couple of turnovers really derailed their offense in the second quarter, after it looks like they might have found a little bit of rhythm as the faithful here on the on the Hobart side.
These Hobart fans are having a great time with the Hobart firefighters launching T-shirts into the stands. This is pretty crazy to watch, and these things are coming in hot.
They are, you hear the exclamation from the crowd. Oh, they're having a good time here on the Hobart sideline. Not so much on the Mustang side, but we'll see if they can turn favor here as we head into the second half. In games like this, Josh, both coaches, you start on the Hobart side, you're talking about playing a clean game, right? Games get out of hand. Sometimes you start to lose your technique a little bit. You start to take some liberties. That's what the Hobart coaching staff's going to fight against. Meanwhile, for Munster, your focus now, could you get back in this game? Possibly down 28. Crazier things have happened, but you want to stack one play on top of the next, on top of the next.
Absolutely. One of the things it's hard to teach high school kids is when the game is when you're up 28 points, which isn't a lot in a high school football game, but it is a lot in the sense that you're playing against a team that runs the option and runs 3 yards in a cloud of dust. So you got to keep focus if you're Hobart, but if you're Munster, you're saying, hey, let's take advantage of maybe some lackluster plays or some loss of focus that potentially Hobart has, and let's see if we can get them sleeping and have some big plays and maybe turn the tide a little bit.
Yeah, if you're the Mustangs, you're starting to just build your season, right? You got to put the first half behind you and take a look ahead and see what kind of momentum you can build. Getting ready for that second half kickoff. Xander Langford has been booting balls all evening, whether they be kickoffs, extra points, or punts. Good kicker that this Hobart Bricky side has at their disposal as a Harvest Moon coming up behind us is a short kick here. Skips into the hands of a receiver. Brought down at the 35, but If you're watching us, take a peek outside. A beautiful harvest moon starting to rise over the horizon here beyond the visitor bleachers from our broadcast spot.
It's like perfectly at midfield right now. It's just
This is a cool optic. This is Friday Night Lights. This is the Midwest. This is everything you want here on the Region Sports Network, and hard-hitting high school action coming at you as well. So 1st and 10 is where Matt Opat will take over for the first possession here of the second half. In that wing T formation, lone receiver Anthony Collins all the way split out wide to the left. He's going to take, he's going to give to Osgadam, and not much sledding there as the tough defensive line for the Hobart Brickies there to disrupt. In the middle of it was Maurice MacArthur. We talked about him as a key for this defense. Could he gum up the middle of the defense? He's done it really for the last 15 minutes of game time.
Yeah, he's been a big body in there just creating havoc. But, you know, you look at Munster, and they're just sticking to their game plan. You don't win state titles in week 3, but what you do is get better. And so if you're able to continue to do what you do, run the offense that you run, towards the end of the season, you're going to be a lot better at doing it.
That's going to be an illegal shift as a little bit of confusion in terms of who was on or off the line of the receivers. It's going to back this Munster team up 5. So 4 yards forward, 5 yards back. It's kind of been the microcosm for the Mustangs here.
Yeah, we always, when you're a 3-yard short yardage team, you can't. Penalties are backbreakers for you, and it's an extreme challenge for option teams to be behind the sticks. You got to be in positive plays.
No, to keep this time. Opat cuts upfield, makes a man miss. Finally brought down at the 43-yard line by Willie Shearer. Getting it done on both sides of the ball as the running back. And then on the back end for the Brickies as well. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, what a great play. I mean, they ran that veer option. They pull it, and the quarterback is able to sneak around the end and made a guy miss and picked up a big 9 to 10 yard gain.
Now 3rd and 1. And you think about Opat having to run over, get the play from his coach on the far sideline, then come to this near hash. You got to be in shape if you're going to run the veer option. Now Opat, Osgadam, he's going to keep it. He's going to pitch it. And getting the first down, stumbling across the 45, was Max Lisinski for a fresh set of downs.
Here we go. I mean, that was a true triple option. Pulled it out of the belly of the fullback, ran, got commit from the defensive end, tossed it out to the pitch man, and picked up a first down.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 47 for Opat and the Mustangs offense.
It's kind of like how you drew it up.
That's what they would like. If the score was a little bit tighter, they'd feel better about it, but they're trying to get their way back in it. Opat, he's going to toss the sweep out wide, cutting in, and getting brought down was Joel Trejo, He's going to pick up a gain of 3.
That's the first time we saw that play right there, kind of that strong pitch to the motion man, and it looked like it had a lot of field to play with, but kudos to Aiden Leonard for making a heck of a play there.
Ball right at midfield, the 50-yard line, right on the Hobart logo. Opat, he's going to have a counter. He finds a little bit of room as he hands to his back, Lisinski. Gains another 4 yards. That was the first time we've seen that counter play. They've shown so much of that heavy off-tackle look. Came back with the counter back the other way. Picked up about 5.
I'll tell you what. He's going to be sore tomorrow. He has been just the workhorse for Munster. I mean, just time after time after time.
Opat, again the gives, powering his way forward, brought down just short of the first down. It was Osgadam. It's going to bring up 4th and inches and almost guarantee the Mustangs will go for it.
Osgadam has been, like I was just saying, he has been the workhorse, and there he was again, right on cue. He just gets behind his offensive lineman, and he uses them as almost a battle shield, and he just keeps moving.
Big beef Marcus Fernandez comes in on this 4th and short, going to try to clog up the middle. He's head up over the center. Now he bumps over the guard. They go on a hard count, trying to draw the Brickies off sides. Here's Opat. Takes it. Again, the give. Stood up by Fernandez, trying to push his way forward is Osgadam, and gets just enough. I think the initial contact from Fernandez might have been enough, but he's able to spin out of it, fall forward, get the first.
Here we go. This is kind of deja vu of their last long touchdown drive. They had a penalty, got a first down, surprisingly, with some plays, and now they're just moving the sticks, and this is looking good. They look like they had come out of the second half ready to play.
Wing back in motion again, the pitch to Lisinski, and he's brought down after just a gain of 1. So they ran that pitch play to the left to Lisinski. He comes back, runs it to the right, just a gain of 1.
And same thing, Aiden Leonard on the tackle.
A complete game from that young man, number 10 in yellow. Aiden Leonard has done it all over the field tonight. Clock rolling, 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Opat takes, he's going to roll out left. He's got a man wide open. That's Collins. Finds him, he catches it across the 20, inside the 15. Anthony Collins, just his second catch of the year, and it's a big gain for the Mustangs.
I tell you what, I was watching the quarterback on that play. They ran the toss this way. The entire Hobart defense chased down the toss on the previous play, and I saw him and his coach have some words. They ran a play action off of that toss, and the wide receiver is able to get behind the corner for a huge gain for Munster.
So 14-yard line is where Opat sets up. He's going to give to Osgadam. He's got a host of bodies trying to push him forward. Gains about 3 up to the 11.
Our first winner is for a free oil change donated by All American Tire. It is orange ticket number 905451.
So Opat has Collins out to the right. Wouldn't imagine we see much more throwing this drive. They got what they needed. Osgadam powers forward for another 4. Bring up 3rd and 2. That's what this wing tee tries to do, right? They're going to pick their spots where they're going to throw like that, but 90-95% of the time you're going to see exactly what you've seen. It's those couple of plays a game for a team like Munster that they've got to execute on. When they do, we saw the reverse pass play that got called back from a flag. You saw the rollout. They've got to execute on those.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, penalties are never good unless they're with you.
3rd and 3. Osgadam, no, it's a pull. Pitched out to Lisinski across the 5, inside the 2. Touchdown! Touchdown, Mustangs. And they get it back to a 35-13 deficit with an extra point to come.
That's a perfect triple option. They've been running that veer all night long. The defense bites in, quarterback keeps it, bite down on the quarterback, pitches it to the running back for a touchdown.
Owen Burns to kick.
So Owen Burns with the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. So 35-14 here with 5:24 left in the third quarter. Take a timeout. We come back. Well, the rest of the second half for you here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Family owned and operated since 1969, Holiday Rent-A-Car offers a wide variety of newer model cars, vans, and SUVs. Free local customer pickup and drop-offs are available. Debit cards are accepted. Restrictions apply. All rental cars are for sale. Financing is available. Located at 3709 West 37th Avenue in Hobart, Holiday Rent-A-Car is open Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. Call 219-942-8561 or visit them on the web at holidayrentacar.biz.
I'm Tim O'Brien, former Hobart Brickie and Northwestern Wildcat quarterback. When I was playing, I always wanted to be prepared for the unexpected, planning for what might come next. As a certified financial planner with Edward Jones Investments here in Hobart, I pass on that same philosophy to my clients. Planning for the future is important. The same goes for advertising. I plan ahead and turn to the Region Sports Network because they get the job done for me. And I, therefore, put my trust in them, knowing they are the only game in town. And go Brickies!
35-14 your score here from Down Howell Field. Hobart is going to get their first chance on offense here in the second half, where they lead by 21. A good response out of the second half gate from the Mustangs. You're going to have to be just about perfect here on out as this ball bouncing around. Gibson ushers it out for the Brickies, and they'll take over just outside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, just what the doctor ordered for Munster. A long drive, touchdown. Maybe Hobart was, celebrating a little bit, celebrating their victory in the locker room. We'll see how they respond on the offense in this possession. But Munster comes out and, by all intents and purposes, did exactly what they wanted to do on offense and punched one in the end zone. So we'll see if Hobart can answer back.
Right at the 30-yard line. This is where Johnny Sorensen will start his first possession of the second half. Comes out in the pistol. Sends Caldwell in a small motion to the top of the screen. Takes the snap, drops back, looking to his right. Instead, he'll come back left. Jump ball to Leonard. That one thrown out of bounds. Just a little bit out of the reach of big number 10.
They took a shot down here. I mean, Aiden Leonard's a big man. He's been playing great all night long. I mean, why not, right?
No doubt he deserves every look tonight. How hard he's playing defensively. Done a nice job blocking as well on the perimeter throughout the game. Bring up 2nd and 10 here. 3 receivers set. Sends a wing back in motion, does Johnny Sorensen. 6'2" senior, gives this time. Now breaking through Shear. He breaks away from another. Across the 50, the 40. It's a foot race. The 20, the 10. No one's going to catch. Fast Willie. Touchdown, Hobart. And just like that, a 27-point lead once again for Hobart.
Wow, is he fast. He just outran the angle of pursuit. I mean, the corner had the angle of pursuit on him, and he just was so fast, he just outran it. What an incredible run. I'll tell you what, he started the run, he was patient, he allowed his blocks to develop, he hit that hole like a rocket, and away he went, and he cut back, and just, wow, what some burners on Willie.
I mean, talk about demoralizing for Munster, right? They had to take 7 minutes off the clock and inch by inch down the field, and then in just 2 plays, you see Hobart get to pay dirt, and it's now a 41 and now a 42-14 lead for the Brickies. We'll take a timeout here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Granger at the Clock Tower is a place to gather in downtown Hobart before or after a Brickies win. Whatever meal you are in the mood for, you can find it at Granger's. Owned by a Brickie family, Granger's also offers an aesthetically pleasing indoor setting, along with an outdoor section overlooking the beautiful Lake George. Check out one of Hobart's highest rated restaurants, located at 437 East 3rd Street in Hobart, and they're open 7 days a week. Visit their Facebook page for daily specials and events. Granger's at the Clock Tower. A good time. Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo at 2600 Beach Street, where you could buy individual cuts of beef completely raised in Hebron. From single pounds of ground beef to filet mignon, Better Beef of Indiana has it all. Visit their website at betterbeefindiana.com. Follow them on Facebook or call the owner, Kevin, directly at 219-508-5797. Better Beef of Indiana, where quality meets value.
Welcome back to game night here in the region. Of course, sponsored by our great friends at Von Tobel. Von Tobel, your local building material supplier and design center. Visit vontobel.com to find out more. 28-point lead for the Brickies here at the Brickyard. The home faithful having a fun night here on the near sideline as the Mustangs will try to inch their way back in it once again. Langford lines up the kick. Sends a little bit short, high kick. Fielded right at the 9. Should have been let out of bounds by Asgadam. He runs himself out of bounds. They're going to have bad field position to start the second possession of the second half.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, the offense of Hobart goes through, it takes off with Willie the Jet Shear. It's kind of, when things are going well for him, the offense seems to be moving the ball well.
Can I throw out Willie Wheels? Are we set on Willie the Jet?
I don't know. It's all everything's on the table here.
I mean, Willie Wheels has a ring. I mean, Willie the Jet, of course. The Jet's always a good nickname in football. Can't go wrong with it. But boy, is he a fast young man. He runs hard. We've seen him finish runs throughout tonight's game. He is certainly a weapon for this Hobart team as they move along.
I like Willie Wheels.
Again, Asgadon, tough sledding, a rugby scrum up to the 15. He picks up 4.5 yards. Bring up 2nd and 6.
I'll tell you what, Asgadon is, he's just a power football player. You talk about, he gets the ball, he's being met immediately right there, and he's able just to keep his feet driving for a 5-yard gain. That's pretty impressive.
I just hope he's got an ice bath waiting for him on the other side of it. I mean, we don't have exact stats throughout the game, but I got to imagine he's getting close to 30 carries already, and we're still the latter part of the third quarter here. Again, Asgadam powering forward, brought down just short of a first down. Bring up 3rd and short.
Tackle made by number 19, Jared Hansen.
Once again, he's got to have a boatload of carries, and it's constantly getting hit, and he's just grinding and grinding. He's quite the player.
He's going to be really important for this Munster team all the way through. Pat. Fumbles it forward. Body's trying to scramble for it. Hobart's pointing in their direction. Awaiting a signal. Haven't seen one. I guess must have been Munster fell on top of it. Finally, we get the signal that Munster did. I don't know how, as there was 3 or 4 yellow jerseys. Felt like all around that football. I think Opat got back on it.
That might be one of the most exciting plays in football is a fumble, and then after that, their team's pointing in all their directions. It's quite comical.
It's a first attempt at being a salesman, right? Selling it, and we got it. We're going that way, right? But it is the Munster Mustangs that come back on top of it and get a fresh set of downs out of it. Now another pitch to Lisinski. The flag comes in late. Thinks it's going to be an illegal shift once again for the Mustangs. And for week 3, you would hope if you're Munster that you've got your procedure down a little bit more. But is that the 5th procedure penalty we've seen out of the Mustangs offense? It's not been a clean operation for Coach Jason Grunwald and the Munster Mustangs. Well, back them up to 1st and 15, back inside their own 20.
Yeah, it looked like they were coming hard forward. They were moving towards the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped, which is in Canadian football that's okay, but in American football it is not.
Remember arena football too? Remember arena football back there in the 2000s, early 2010s? Went to a few Chicago Rush games back in the day there at Allstate Arena. Here's Opat, drops back to pass. He's going to fire it deep, looking for Collins. He overthrows his man up the seam, incomplete, bringing up 2nd and 15. Yeah, those Rush games at Allstate Arena were a good time. That league was fun. It was 50-yard fields opposed to 100-yard fields, and you could throw it off the net or the wall. The rules of Arena League football were pretty wild, folks. If you've never seen it, look up some Arena League football on YouTube. It was a scene. Now we've got, the USFL, we've got the XFL, all these other leagues that are trying to compete for attention outside the NFL. Of course, the NFL's still king.
NFL is...
I know that we sit pretty squarely here between Colt Country and Bear Country.
I think we're Bear Country up here.
I like that. That's what I like to hear. Coming up against the Packers. This ball comes out to Cowens. Trying to get some room on the far sideline on the screen pass. Gets a few yards forward. Justin Fields, you going to get it done for the Bears this year?
I'm not the person to ask that question to because I think Justin Fields will be okay for the Bears. I think we'll just leave it at that.
All right. So 3rd and long coming here for
But I will say,
Munster Mustangs.
I like pocket passers in the NFL.
Give him a chance. He was a pocket passer in college, right? I mean, he did not run the way he ran last year. He had to run out of necessity. We'll see if maybe the offensive line fixes lead to some as Opat pulls this on the option. Here's Lisinski across the 30, gets it to 4th and short. I give him a chance. I give him a chance to be a pocket passer. I think he can surprise some people.
I'll tell you what, when Munster runs that triple option, and they run it well, that was pulled it out of the belly of the fullback, quarterback gets the defensive end to commit, tosses it out to the trail pitch guy. It looks pretty when they get it going.
4th and 2, and Munster down 28. They're going to stay in the game, or at least try to stay in the game and go for it here on 4th and 2. Sends 2 receivers out to the left. There you go, hard count. Don't get anybody on the Hobart side to jump. And now the Mustangs are going to take a timeout. They were trying to get a free 5. They don't get it. So they'll take their first timeout of the half. We'll take a quick break here on the Region Sports Network. We're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
Welcome back as Von Tobel presents Game Night in the region right here on the Region Sports Network. Von Tobel with locations in Valparaiso, Schererville, and Michigan City. Check out vontobel.com to find out more. 4th and 2. The game is very much in the balance. Long road ahead for the Mustangs, but if they have any chance, they got to get this 4th and 2. As Opat under center. He's going to give, no, he's going to pull, he's going to pitch out, and they're going to get the first down and more. Breaking a tackle across the 40-yard line is Joel Trejo. So first set of downs coming for the Mustangs.
I'll tell you what, triple option again looks great when they run it. Pull it out of the belly of the fullback, get the defensive lineman commit, toss it out to the pitch man. Wow, it looks good.
1st and 10 at the 42 for Opat. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. On the far hash as 2 receivers to his left. Again, that pitch out to the left to Trejo's. Got a lane. He breaks free across the 50 inside of Hobart territory. Brought down at the 39-yard line.
Munster's moving the ball again. I mean, they're running triple option pitches. They're mixing it up. It looks great.
They're certainly trying to keep that offense in rhythm. Understand that 28 points might be a tall mountain to come back from, but at least getting the offense in order for the rest of their season. See if they can make some noise here in the rest of the second half. Osgadam is going to take the dive. Powers forward for 5. Bring up 2nd and 5.
If you're the Hobart coaching staff, you can't be happy with the kind of there's no energy, there's no excitement. You know, obviously they just had a big play. It looks like maybe they pretty much mailed it in. But this Munster offense is punching the Brickies right in the mouth. They're just driving straight down the field.
Yeah, it's been impressive here so far for the Mustangs, and they had one good possession in that first half, but the offense other than that had some fits and starts throughout that half. Here's Opat. He's again going to give to Osgadam. He's hit immediately, but dragging bodies forward near a first down. Looks like he's going to be about a half a yard short. Bring up 3rd and about a foot.
Munster gains the 29-yard line, brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, Hobart, Munster's inserting their will on this drive. Actually, the last 2 drives, really. I mean, and outside of the long run by Willie, I mean, Munster's outplaying Hobart so far in the second half. They just don't have an offense that's conducive to scoring quickly.
Here's the give again to Osgadam, but he's tripped up in the backfield. That's Bloom that darted in. I think that kept him short of the first down. It did. It's going to bring up 4th and inches. Nice tackle in the backfield from Zach Bloom. That will bring us to the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3, it's a 42-14 lead for the Hobart Brickies. We'll come back with fourth quarter action in just a moment right here on the Region Sports Network. It's Game Night, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Have you checked out Send to Your Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Send to Your Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit sendtoyour.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Send to Your student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Send to Your checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Fourth quarter action coming at you here from Don Howell Field. 4th and inches, bowling forward is Osgadam. Did he get the first? It looked like he did. First set of downs coming for the Mustangs. Josh Huddleston, Max Anderson on the call here for you from the Brickyard, where the Hobart Brickies in full control of this one. The Mustangs continuing to fight. They're going to try to put another 7 up on the scoreboard here as the clock ticks in the 4th quarter.
I'll tell you what, Munster's moving the football. Looks impressive, this triple option.
Opat now looking deep in the end zone. Cowens leaps up. A good defensive play to knock it away. Keep him off the scoreboard by Cale Schlosser.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, those are tough plays for corners, and I don't think a lot of people at home give credit to those guys. When you're playing a triple option team as a corner, you're kind of just a tackle guy on the pitch man, and then when they drop back to pass, you have to be awake because they don't do it very often. And so it's different when a team passes a lot more. You kind of expect that, but when you're playing an option team, sometimes they catch you asleep. But Hobart's DBs have played that well.
Now again, the give to Osgadam. No, the pull by Opat gives it to his halfback and Lisinski, and he bowls forward for an 11-yard gain. And you know, for Cale Schlosser too, he loved the way that you stay focused. Right, you talk about you get maybe 1 or 2 chances a game. The way he punched right through the receiver's hands to knock the ball free. Collins, we know, has the ability to bring that in. They're trying a quick strike, not on Schlosser's watch, but a first down for the Mustangs.
Schlosser sounds like a good watch.
It does. I was just thinking that. Now a procedure penalty. We get whistles. It'll be another false start against the Mustangs. And I think if there's one thing that Jason Grunwald is going to focus on this week, they've got to clean that up. If you're going to run the triple option the way they do, this is way too many procedure penalties to be having by week 3. And we've got to be close 6, 7, 8 of those already here tonight. You've got to clean that up.
But it seems like when they have those penalties, they convert and get a first down and move the chains.
So 1st and 15. Now they'll go counter trap again, but a great tackle in the backfield by Bloom. Excuse me, Austin Leonard. No, that is Bloom. 30 and 10 look a little bit alike from this angle.
Yeah, those counter plays where it shows pitch motion and inside handoff are extremely tough from a defensive standpoint, but kudos to Bloom for staying home and knifing through and making the tackle.
That middle linebacker in this 3-3-5 alignment, getting it done. Now wing back in motion. Again, the wide pitch, Lisinski. Contacted in the backfield, drags a man forward. First contact made by Jacob Ramirez. Bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, toss there, and Jacob Ramirez fought the block off and made a great tackle.
3rd and 15. Not a lot in the playbook for triple option team at 3rd and 15. You'd imagine they try to get Collins the ball in some way.
I tell you what, they've had the ball for a long time in the second half.
Opat under center, sends a man in motion. He's going to roll out to his left. Immediately pressured, able to get the ball off, but a big hit as he had Luke Juris in his face as soon as he turned, Opad a little bit slow to get up. You know, he's going to hobble towards the sideline. He's a little shaken up after that one, but 4th and 14. He's going to stay out there and see if they can find a miracle, the Munster Mustangs.
If you're an option team, you typically don't have a 4th and 14 play in your playbook.
Most teams don't, period, but especially like you said, when you're running the triple option, tough sledding here. As Cowan splits out to the left. Liked what I've seen out of him. They can find a way to give Opat just a little bit of time and give Cowens a chance. Bluff looking back to his left is Opat, pressured, throws and basically throws it away. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. The Hobart defense stands tall, and they'll take over on downs.
Yeah, it's kind of a bend but don't break. We talked about that in the opening about, you know, when you're playing the option, you got to kind of, from a defensive standpoint, kind of ride the wave there. But kudos to the Brickies for bending but not breaking. And let's see what they can do on offense. They've only had one possession in this second half. Yeah. We're already in the fourth quarter.
Johnny Sorensen comes back out here with 9:27 left in the fourth quarter. Max Pickett comes out in the backfield. Maybe Willie Shearer up 28, might get most of the rest of the evening off. Get the young Pickett a chance here in the second half. He takes the handoff. Ton of running room off the left side across the 30, across the 35, pushed out of bounds, just shy of the 40. There's a huge corridor to run there for Max Pickett. Just a sophomore, the 5'11", 195-pound backup halfback. Bright future ahead for that young man.
Yeah, you just kind of look like a gazelle there.
Now again in the pistol is Sorensen. He'll drop back. He wants to throw. He's got Caldwell. Caldwell's got a step. Wide open. He catches it at the 30. The 20. No one's catching him. Touchdown, Hobart. A 64-yard touchdown bomb from Johnny Sorensen to TJ Caldwell puts the Brickies up 34 at the moment.
I'll tell you what, that move he put on that corner, he did an outside move, head fake, and then ran a post. And I will tell you, that kid can run a passing route. That was pretty impressive to see. And then Johnny Sorensen standing tall in the pocket, delivering a beautiful ball, almost in stride.
You know, we were talking during one of the breaks, Josh, about this conference this year, and obviously Andrean was so dominant the last couple of years. And more and more as we look at it, feels like this is Hobart's chance to really make a move in the conference. Andrean's been really solid the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I think they there was a three-way tie of the conference last year, and it looks like Hobart, you know, it's kind of weird how high school football is with the transfer portal and everything that's going on, but Hobart seems to have the ability to kind of control their own destiny in terms of what the future looks like in this conference.
Timeout taken on the extra point. A little bit of personnel confusion as the Brickies had to take a timeout. They won't hurt them here as they're up 48-14. But just a beautiful pass there from Sorensen. Hit Caldwell perfectly in stride. And that's how you draw it up if you're a Brickie. Here at Don Howell Field, all smiles on the home sideline. Now the extra point. Linkford's been perfect all evening. Another good snap, another good hold. And he stays perfect on the evening. And folks, if you watch enough high school football, you know that a reliable kicker can be spotty at times. Looks like the Brickies have got themselves one this year. We'll take a break. Come back here in just a moment on the Region Sports Network. You're watching Game Night, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
All smiles and happy faces on the Hobart sideline as they take a 49-14 lead with 9:11 left here in the fourth quarter. It's been a display in every facet. I don't know the exact numbers, but I can tell you that Johnny Sorensen is well over his season total through 2 games. He's got to be up near 300 yards passing now on the evening. Well over 150, probably over 200. We'll get you that post game. There's this kick, fielded at the 3. Out comes Ozgadam, seeing if he can make something happen for the Mustangs. He can't. He'll trickle across the 20, taken down at the 21, where the Mustangs look decent offensively in the second half, but just too big of a mountain to climb now, down 35 with 8:50 to go and a running clock.
Yeah, it's kind of tough sledding there for Munster with the big plays. The big plays that Hobart's been able to just muster up this evening. You know, the 59-yard touchdown play on the Hobart's first possession, and then just these big plays. It's not real conducive to a team that is an option 3 yards in a cloud of dust. So, you know, if you're Munster here, you're going to put together a positive drive and just try to punch one in and gain some confidence for the next week.
You know, one of the things I always look at, Josh, as I'm preparing for a football broadcast is how senior-laden is a team. And for this Hobart team, they're not, right? They've got 6 senior starters on offense, only 3 senior starters on defense. So a relatively young team, and as good as they've looked, we've talked about their chances in the conference, they've got obviously the important senior signal caller, but a relatively young team in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you know, we talked last year a lot about the youth that Hobart had on the field. I think at one time they had 9 sophomores, juniors starting on the defensive side. So you start looking at, you know, kind of looking ahead, and these guys are getting a lot of action, some of these younger guys. And it's important to make long runs in Indiana. You got to have a young team because people get nicked up and banged up, especially in the 4A category where a lot of guys are 2 platooning it, playing both offense and defense. So it's important that Hobart can get some young guys some action and get them geared up for the long run.
And we talked about Max Pickett offensively, starting to get some chance here in the second half. He's just a sophomore. Bright future across the board for this Hobart side is defensively. They've got several of their reserves now in the game. Mustangs have 3rd and 6 here as the clock runs under 7 minutes. Old Pat Poles pitches, now makes a man miss. Huge running room outside for Lisinski. Lisinski cuts back. He might have paid her. He's caught from behind by the last man standing. It was Anthony Nilo. And you know that the defensive coaching staff for Hobart, a lot of second stringers in, but they can't like the look of that.
I tell you what, when Munster runs that triple option, it looks pretty when they do. So, you know, and when you look at the second teamers coming in, guys getting their first reps, maybe varsity play, sometimes it's faster, you know, obviously a lot faster than what it is on maybe JV or freshman. So
now pulling again is Opat again, pitching it out to Lisinski. A lot of running room outside the right hash. And finally taken down once again by Hanilo.
It's Lisinski again, brought down by number 8, Anthony Nilo.
I'm not going to lie, that was pretty impressive. He kind of like basketball shot it over the defender there to the pitch man, and a big gain.
Been some tough sledding for Matt Opat, the senior, 5'8" senior for the Mustangs, but he's out there continuing to battle for this Mustang side. Craig Osika looking to take this Hobart team to 2-1. Here in the Northwest Crossroads Conference, the give, battling forward, close to a first down. Looks like he'll get another first down out of it. Well, Ozgadam. Trey Callahan with the tackle for the for the Bricky defense. Bring up 1st and 10, just outside the 10, so one more first down opportunity for the Mustangs. Pat takes the snap, a little bit of trouble in the exchange, able to get it to Osgadam as he almost fumbled it off the snap. Osgadam falls forward to the 6. And Osgadam just continues to run hard, runs with a good forward lean, low pad level. You really never see him get hit backwards. Every run finishes forward.
If I'm building the team, I'd pick him all day long. That kid is just a workhorse, a powerful runner. I haven't seen him put his hands on his hips yet. He's just an athlete.
Yeah, we haven't seen him really break a long one off, but he's had a 48-yarder. Here's another one, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown for the Mustangs. They get their 3rd touchdown of the game, and they narrow the lead to 29 for the moment.
Unofficially a 6-yard touchdown run.
That's his 2nd touchdown of the night.
So extra point coming. That will stop the running clock with 4:16 left here in the 4th quarter. Kick is up and good. It might have been deflected or just an awkward kick, but it is good. So 49-21 our score. We'll take a break. Come back with 4:16 left here in the 4th quarter on the Region Sports Network. It's game night, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Josh, the Mustangs continue to battle here with 4:16 left. Unlikely that anything that crazy could happen where they could get a win here, down 28 still, but they continue to battle as this kick bounces around the 30. A lot of running, not a lot of progress forward from Connor Stafford, but he'll take over on offense, thrown 28. And it looks like we're going to get our 2nd string signal caller, Alex Tatum, into the game for Hobart. Some valuable live fire varsity reps for the freshman.
It's invaluable. You start talking about getting those 2nd teamers. It's a long season. Anything can happen. So having those 2nd teamers get some reps is critical.
And Alex Tatum, the freshman, 6'2", 185, certainly looks the part at just 14 or 15 years old, that young man. You would think when Johnny Sorensen moves on next year, he's well in line to take over this Hobart offense.
I'll tell you what, he's a really good wrestler as well. Grappler.
Don't often see that from a quarterback. That's impressive. Usually they're not one to really mix it up. Here's Tatum, takes the snap, turns, hands, and changing directions. Pickett across the 35. He's got a good block from his receiver across the 45. Really well done by Ryder Slayton, the sophomore receiver, blocking out in front. Those guys are trying to show their best here as the 2nd string offense all in.
He wasn't expecting to have Max Pickett's hand on his back there. He's kind of just waiting and just shadow blocking. And, hey, here comes big Max Pickett.
So first down across the 45 for Tatum. 2:40 left here in the game. Look at Tatum taking a look at the play clock. He's in no rush. Yeah, that's just a freshman out there. He's well aware of his surroundings. Turns. He's going to hand once again to Pickett. And he muscles his way forward just shy of the 50-yard line. All over the Hobart mascot right there in the middle of the field. Right there at the 50-yard line.
Alex Tatum gets it done on the football field, on the wrestling mat, and in the classroom. He's a super smart kid. So, you know, playing quarterback as a freshman on the varsity level, it doesn't come as a shock.
Super impressive. It's a very rare thing in high school football that you see a freshman make the varsity team, but goes to show you what Tatum brings. He turns, once again, hands off, this time to Jaden Azcona, the sophomore running back. Man, a lot of sophomores getting into the game here for Hobart. Underclassmen getting some valuable experience here with a minute and a half left in the fourth quarter. Bring up 3rd and 6 at the 50-yard line.
Short game of play brings up 3rd and 6.
Stay tuned after the game, folks. We'll bring you the Crowell Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game, the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the game, and the Proud Union Home Play of the game. Stay tuned for that. Shortly after the final whistle, a little bit of miscommunication from Tatum, and he'll just do the smart thing and protect the football. He'll take a big loss there. It'll be 4th and 12, and Hobart's going to have to punt it away. Under a minute to go here in the fourth quarter.
Tackled in the backfield by number 32, Beckett Gideon.
Also after the game, once we're done here, we'll send you back to the studio where the Sentier Bank Studio show will happen. Stay with the Region Sports after the game as we send it back to the Sentier Bank Studio. RSN will recap all of tonight's action from around the region, all from the Sentier Bank Studio. 15 seconds separate the play clock and the game clock. They're going to let that run down, take a timeout, and then punt it away here. Final 2 of the play. Timeout from Craig Osika, who will move, or he'll just take the delay of game in this case, and he'll back up 5 more. But Craig Osika going to move to 2 and 1.
And that'll do it.
The Brickies, like we mentioned, will take on Kankakee Valley. That will do it for tonight's game. Your final score from Don Howell Field, 49-21 victory for the Hobart Brickies. And they moved to 2 and 1. Munster Mustangs fall to 1 and 2. Offense showed some things in the second half, but the Hobart offense all game long was just too good. Some opportunistic turnovers, and it was Johnny Sorensen's show along with Speedy Willie. Wheels Willie. We're still working on the nickname. We'll workshop it in the post-game show here in just a minute on the Region Sports Network. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee-owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals, and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back as Von Tobel presents Game Night in the Region right here on the Region Sports Network. A huge win for the Hobart Brickies as they were all over the Mustangs from the opening whistle, scored just a minute and a half into the game and never looked back. Now we have some awards to hand out here on the post-game show for you on the Region Sports Network. We will start with the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Josh.
The insurance superhero of the game is Willie Wheels, Willie the Jet Shear. We don't know. We haven't decided. But 4 touchdowns, a 59-yard touchdown reception on the first drive of the game for the Brickies. Cut across the grain, showed off his speed. And then he came back with a 19-yard touchdown run to make it 14-0. He had a 5-yard touchdown run later in the game to make it 35-7. And then he had a 70-yard touchdown run where we really got to see his speed. He outran the angle of pursuit. Just an absolute great performance for him tonight with 4 touchdowns and led in the Brickies and had some tackles on defense as well. So he's our insurance superhero of the game.
The Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Company's proud to recognize the superheroes on the football field. Moving right along, the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Josh.
Is Daniel Asgadon. I tell you what, that kid played hard all night long. True blue collar, true grit, grinding it out. He had 2 touchdowns himself for Munster. And I'll tell you what, man, that kid is the offense for Munster. They turn around, they hand him the ball. He showed true grit tonight with his performance. Just a gutty performance, knowing that he's going right into the teeth of the Hobart defense and truly showed some blue-collar effort tonight.
So that is the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue-Collar Player of the Game. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Finally, the Proud Union Home Play of the Game. Josh.
The play of the game was the 25-yard fumble recovery by Jacob Ramirez. Big hit by Connor Stafford on a triple option, which allowed Jacob Ramirez to pick it up, march for a touchdown. Perfect timing on the hit for Stafford. Alertness from Jacob Ramirez to pick it up and carry it to the end zone. That play right there made it 28-7, and it felt like at that point that Munster had to do a lot. So it's kind of, I wouldn't say a turning point in the game, but definitely made a huge difference in the approach for Munster moving forward.
That's the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, the Indiana-Kentucky Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. That will do it for us here from Don Howell Field at the Brickyard. I want to thank our great crew who got it done all night long. Our camera engineer, Stephen Perry, did a fantastic job shadowing a new member of the Region Sports Network crew. Welcome to the crew. We've got camera director Mike Dewan. He led that shadowing opportunity, so just growing the family here at the RSN. Our great technical director, Justin Cole, getting everything set in front of the computer, all the sights and sounds, bringing you those live at home. Josh Huddleston had your color commentary. I'm Max Anderson. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Region Sports Network here tonight. And stay tuned to the studio show, the Centier Bank studio show coming up right after this. Once again, your final, the Hobart Brickies 49, the Munster Mustangs 21. That will do it for us from here from Hobart.
Till next time.